Right, hello everyone, and welcome to session 1 of our Icewind Dale Solo Run campaign. As always, I am Sophie, also known as Art Loves Paper, and this is my lovely fiance.
I'm Carrie, the DM, and I'll be the DM for the campaign.
Yes, very excited. So, would you like to introduce the campaign? Is there any notes you'd like to mention before we start?
So yeah, absolutely. There's going to be heavy spoilers for Icewind Dale, so keep in mind that we will be talking about both in chat and just us. We'll be talking about all of the secrets and all of the little kind of quest details during this. So if you haven't played Icewind Dale, I would highly suggest it, and don't spoil yourself too much.
I think a good note for that as well is Icewind Dale has so much that it is okay to play through twice, hence why we're doing this. So if you feel like watching it, but also want to play it at some point, you're not going to spoil everything for yourself.
This is true. We're going to be using some non-copyright music and also some music from Sword Coast Soundscapes, who I will pop in the chat now.
Oh yes, drop that ambience.
I shall.
For everyone who's joining the stream for their first time, hello, welcome. Very pleased to have you all here and to be able to share my favourite D&D set campaign with you all. Very excited. Before we get too far into it, if there are mic issues, please do tell us in the chat. I won't be mad, and I would rather know so I can fix it for you all, rather than you all suffer with some mic peaking. Perfect. I can always rely on you, Beth. Thank you.
Yeah, do tell us, because we're not going to be offended or anything.
Gosh, I'm really excited. I have that pre-campaign like jitters, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I think that is everything. So, in that case,
Oh my gosh.
let's begin.
No.
Yes, we must. Okay. Ready?
Yes. I can't stop smiling.
So, Sir Cinderford sits in the Northlook Tavern, a tavern of medium size, with a few patrons tonight. There's some calm music playing, and the owner, Scrumsax, is currently cleaning a mug at the bar, looking out through his beady eyes at the tavern. You're sitting in a seat close to the door. It's a little cold, but you're wrapped up warm, and you have a nice big mug of hot coffee or whatever they have scraped from the bottom of the barrel. Icewind Dale ran out of coffee and other things long ago, seeing as we've been within the Eternal Rime for 2 years now.
Would you like to describe what the rhyme is for everyone?
Of course. So, Icewind Dale is a region within the Forgotten Realms, a D&D 5e setting. It is cursed to be cold and dreary, and for the sun never to come up by a lesser god that they call the Frost Maiden. And It is unknown why the Frostmaiden has done this, but no one has succeeded in. Don't make me laugh, Captain Conrad. In stopping her, and so this cold has reigned for 2 years. The 10 towns are the only fragment of civilization remains after this rime settled upon them. Blizzards are constantly whirling through the pass that goes down to Lusker, the closest settlement outside of Icewind Dale. So it's very hard to get out of Icewind, and it's very hard to enter. So, people who come to Icewind Dale come with a purpose, and people who are within Icewind Dale are usually past residents of Icewind Dale, having been unable to leave or unwilling to leave their homes, hoping that one day the rime. There are adventurers that come and go. However, none seem to have made a difference to this curse. So that is the setting we find our lovely Miss Cinderfoot in.
I would say, as she's in the tavern, her warm drink of choice would probably be a warm spiced ale, if they have it. And she's warming her tootsies by the fire. A very coveted spot in the taverns, I imagine.
Certainly. There is a small fire, though wood is expensive, and the supply is dwindling. The main sources of fuel within Icewind Dale are wood and whale oil, which is bought from whalers upon the frozen sea. Both are getting more and more expensive. Wood is commonly found within the Dwarven mountains to the south, I believe. So, you've got these two kind of blackened logs sitting in the fire, and the fire is just crackling slowly, calmly. It's not producing much fire, but with all of the windows shut, big insulating material everywhere, this place is making the most of the heat. So, Soot has been here before, and it's not your usual place of rest, but it is a place that you come now and then to get a drink, and most importantly, to assess the help board. And the help board is this little board that's been put up for people to come along and say, oh, so and so needs a shed built, or so and so needs something, and people can trade for things, often other than gold. And it's quite a coveted spot to kind of like to grab a job from, because the good jobs tend to go from this pool. And Bryn Shander is the biggest town within the 10 towns area. Bryn Shander being the town that we find ourselves within, and where Cinderfoot lives.
So I imagine after finishing up my ale, I sort of wrap myself up a bit more, like stretch and get up, and sort of shuffle on over to the message board and have a look, see what I can find.
Okay. And as you do, you walk past Old Bitey. So, Old Bitey is a stuffed and mounted knucklehead trout. He's a huge red fish, really scarred, and you can see that he's been kind of cut open and then preserved. So, you know that Scramsax, the owner of this place, didn't catch Old Bitey. but he did buy it off of two adventurers that caught it. It was the legend says it's like a prankster wizard put a spell on the fish so that it would talk whenever a creature comes near it. You don't flinch, you know it's coming, but Old Bitey turns its fish-like head, and you hear the old scales kind of like crunch as its like misty eye looks at you, and it just goes, "There's a place I like to go, further up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow." And in the next second, it is once again a lifeless fish.
Amazing. Do we have a picture of Old Bitey?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I'll get that up in a So, with that, you arrive at the help, and there is a single job upon the board. It's a little bit of an odd one, though.
Oh.
It's written on this thick paper, and the calligraphy is not the finest, but it is it's an order to reclaim some iron ingots that seem to have been lost within a blizzard.
Oh, was someone traveling with them? And then they got lost?
Yes, a dwarf called Ubok
Ubok.
was travelling with them. Ubok.
Ubok?
Ubok.
Ubok, Ubok, Ubok.
Ubok the dwarf. Obok.
Ubok, got it.
Ubok, yes. How many times can we say Ubok during the course of this stream?
Ubok.
Ubok.
Okay. Yeah, she'll take this one off the pinboard and like sort of look at the bartender and point to it and go, is this a good one?
Scramsax looks at you with his good left eye, kind of a real kind of half squint, and says, yeah, they're I think they'll be around in an hour or so to have a look, see if anyone's got them out. But I'd warn you, it's out in the tundra. You're going to have to go off path to get them.
Oh, right. I mean, I don't mind traveling in the cold if no one else is gonna do it, you know?
You are too charitable.
I mean, I'm just trying to do my job for the 10 towns, you know?
Yeah, well, I can't say it's not appreciated. All right, it's all yours.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll just take this off the board and sit by the fire for a little bit more.
All right. So, with that, you sit by the fire, and here is Old Bitey.
Old Bitey!
Old Bitey is responsible for 3 deaths. He's pulled 3 fishermen into the lakes.
How big is Old Bitey?
Old Bitey is maybe 3 to 4 feet in length, whereas the normal knucklehead trout would be 2 to 3 feet.
Oh, that's like half of me.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, it
big
is.
fish.
Oh yeah. He's mounted on like a shield size plaque.
Oh my gosh. A more chaotic party would steal this and use this as a shield. That's not me, but I'm putting that idea out there for, you know, anyone. Fish shield.
So, as you're sitting there, your eyes kind of wander, and you see a little shining speck upon the floor.
Oh. I'll reach for it if my imp doesn't get it first.
Sure. So it seems your imp is not currently around. Where they are, you do not know. Okay. Eloquent. So, with that, you pick up this tiny ring. It's a little kind of iron band, and it would have a jewel mounted in it, but instead the jewel is fragmented, and all that remains is a tiny little fragment of what looks like a opal. You know.
Okay, so like a ring, like a ring without a stone in it? Am I imagining it right?
Yeah, exactly. And as you touch this thing, an image flashes through your mind of a cold winter's day and an old man with no gloves, just a big leather haft of a fishing rod in his hands, sitting on a box over a big hole in the snow, a hole in the ice rather. And you see he's pulling as hard as he can, and old Bitey comes up on his rod. But he comes up with such force that he latches on to the fingers of this fisherman. The fisherman pulls his fingers away, but his ring goes with it.
Oh my gosh, is the person who lost their fingers a dragonborn?
Yes.
No, that's Ira's dad. I don't know this, but that's my past character's dad. No, why you do this to me? You're actually gonna make me cry. Okay, so obviously I don't have the precious gem, right? But I have this ring that's given me the extra memory, so I know somewhere out there that there's a knucklehead trout with a big ring.
Mhm. And you know that knucklehead trout was old Bitey.
Oh no. I might have to. It was old Bitey all this time? No, don't do this to us.
So these memories, they've come to you before when you've touched items and objects out in the snow. You know, like an old backpack strap, or perhaps a small amount of beads. You know, these memories have kind of like washed through your mind. You're unsure as to their origin, but you've always had these memories that are not yours.
Mm. So this is just like, it's a regular occurrence, but it's still pretty weird.
Yeah.
Okay, do I know, what did this gem look like? Like, did it look really valuable?
Oh, I don't know. It could have been a diamond, maybe.
No.
Who knows? I know.
Okay.
Guess we'll roll on it.
I go up. Oh no, you've put me in a really bad position now. I go up to the bartender. And does he know about this power? Like, have I mentioned this to him before? Do people in the village know this happens to me?
We're gonna go with no.
Oh, that makes it so much harder. Okay. I go up to him and I say,
excuse me, I know this is really, really strange, but I just remembered something that Mama once told me, and I think it was actually about old Bitey.
Ramsax looks down at you. He's a little taller than you. He's a human. And, he squints at you once again. That big, like, bug-eyed left eye, you know? Right.
And, well, I think there's something in old Bitey's tummy.
Apart from stuffing.
Yeah, I think he ate something.
Yeah, I'd assume he did.
No, like, I think he ate someone's ring, and well, You see, I think I know who Fingers it was.
Right.
And it just came to me, you know, like how these things just like you forget them and then, you know, then you just remember them.
He looks at you with his mouth slightly open, and you can just see like the row of like his bottom teeth, which are like partially missing. So like he kind of doesn't really understand.
Okay, can I open old Bitey up if I promise to fix it? And I could give you some coin in exchange for the gamble? That I remember this.
His right eye opens up a little more as you mentioned coin.
I don't have much on me, but I'm sure I could find something.
Oh yeah, I mean we can talk about this for sure. Make me a persuasion roll.
Oh no.
No DC, just depends on the quality of the roll for what will happen.
Okay. Oh, that was a 3. That was a 3. My first roll.
Oof. Okay. So with a 7,
Oh,
he looks at you and goes, "Yeah, give me 2 gold now, and then you can go fishing around in his guns. All right?
And I can do what?
You can go fishing around in his guns.
Uh,
Right?
2 gold.
Yep. And if you're not able to sew him up, then it'll be another 2 gold.
Wait, I have to see if I have a sewing kit. Oh gosh.
That's your spells.
yeah, I was seeing if I had like mending or something, but I don't.
Oh yeah, that makes
Mending
sense.
would have been great here.
That's an interesting question. Can mending mend dead flesh? I would say yes.
I mean, old body is an item now, so. While I'm having a think, someone asked what roles do in the chat, and I think that would be.
Sure.
If you wouldn't mind explaining, I think that'd be really useful.
So a roll is used to determine if a character succeeds or failed in their chosen task, be it attacking or kind of performing something. For example, an athletics check would say you could throw a shot put further than you normally would. You would roll a 20-sided dice, and that would determine the success of your outcome, or the outcome of your success roll. Or even if you failed completely. And the way we understand that is we set DCs or difficulty classes. So usually it goes up in 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, with 5 being the easiest and 20 and above being the hardest. And we can influence this roll by adding certain modifiers to our own rolls based on what our character is best at. Let's say that I'm a barbarian. I've got a high strength and I have a proficiency in athletics. So let's say I get a total of a +5 to my athletics roll. If I roll a 5, I would have only achieved that like 5 DC. So I may not succeed in my task. But seeing as I can influence those rolls with the modifier, I have a higher chance of succeeding on the things I'm better at. So basically, it's just a way to determine if you pass or fail, with a little bit of kind of like random chance in there, because that's what D&D is all about.
So I had a little think, and can warlocks change their spells on short rests?
They cannot.
Darn. Yeah, I don't have anything to mend this fish.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, the fish is sewn up with thread, and if you roll me a straight, you can have wisdom or intelligence.
Oh, let me have a look. I don't know what I'm better at. Wisdom.
Okay.
You want me to just roll straight?
Just straight wisdom. No skill.
Oh no, this isn't going well. Oh.
Okay. With a 9 wisdom, it might be possible to undo the stitching. There are 2 ways of doing this. I'll give you that for a 9.
Okay. I could do it from the back, and then, like, he wouldn't even know. I don't know how to mend this fish. This is what I'm worried about. This is the problem with the solo run, isn't it? Because it's all on me.
Oh yeah.
It's this, isn't it? Where he's sewn up.
If you click on all bitey, it'll make it bigger.
Oh, that is a big old bitey.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? This isn't up to me. Does chat think I take the gamble and open him up and potentially lose all my gold in the first 20 minutes of playing? Or... or do I leave it and come back later? Because Almighty, he's not running anywhere. Okay, let's do it.
Oh my god,
Yes.
look at all these lurkers! Oh my god.
Okay, I hear
Hello
you.
Templar,
I hear you.
hello Nixie Madness.
Hello. Absolutely. Okay, I put the 2 gold on the counter, and I say,
I'm gonna try my best, and I'll prove you right, and then at the end of it, we're both gonna have a really good story to tell.
Okay. And as you do that, seeing as we've just had chat's influence, you see a window behind Scramsax, and you see this awkward, tiny little black imp creeping along the sill. This is Cole, the creature that's sitting beside Cinderfoot in her PNG
this
tuber.
one.
Yeah, the boy. And he's creeping along the sill. He puts his bony little black hands under, and like with all his might, just pulls the window up. And clenched in his mouth is a needle.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Scramsax kind of like sniffs and then turns around, and Cole like dives to the floor, goes over to the window, thunk, closes it, and you see tiny little black handprints on the window. And we see as these little black, like pitter-patter, like begin coming over towards you, Soot, and climbing up you. Cole is invisible, but his fingerprints and his handprints that always stain with this black, like dust, are not.
Could I let him go up my sleeve? You know, I have these big baggy sleeves.
Yeah, sure.
As seen like here. Just like put it out on the desk, on the table, and let him go in.
Sure. Okay, you do so, and he kind of pops up in your scarf, and like you know he's there because of the bulge, but you can't see him, and he's like, "Hello," like just like pops a little hand on your cheek, as like almost like an affectionate little touch.
Oh, I put my like hand up to my cheek and say,
The needle, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And suddenly like a needle appears like in your mouth.
in my mouth.
Yeah, he puts it in your mouth.
I put my hand up.
He puts it in your mouth.
Oh no, it's so chaotic. Okay.
Are you gonna cut the fish open?
Yeah, very carefully. I mean, we have an hour till this Ubok dwarf arrives.
You should cut it open. Definitely cut it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I take it off the wall. Obviously, the 2 gold is on the counter. It's almost like a wager, isn't it? Like, I bet there's something in this, you know?
Yeah. So, Scramsax slowly like like wipes this mug as he's looking at you, and you begin to go over to Old Bitey.
I'm gonna slowly pick at the threads. Like, I'm taking as long as possible to be really careful. Especially keeping in mind that Old Blighty might, like, suddenly move.
Okay. So, Cole seems eager to help.
Okay. Cole can help.
Would you like to allow him to help?
He's quite small. Yeah. Like,
This will influence the outcome.
or
but
you could
will
say
gain...
influence.
Oh god.
It's the influence.
Yes, this will influence the... Oh god. I was going to give you inspiration, but I don't want to. Okay. So this will give you advantage, but it will influence the outcome.
Okay. I'm doing it. I love the imps.
Okay.
It's imp term.
Make me a sleight of hand.
Oh, am I good at that? I don't know. I'm not bad at it.
You have advantage, so roll advantage.
18.
Nice. Okay. So. Oh god. Bombastic man, that's. Jesus.
That's brilliant. Keep them coming.
It's a certain kind of genius, that's for sure. Okay, so with an 18, you are able to slowly undo the stitches, and the stomach of Almighty kind of sloughs open. You know, there's nothing in there apart from this dry wool, and you can see like a family of woodlice have made their home inside.
It's gross, but I pick them out for Cole to eat.
Okay, and Cole takes one and just kind of like plays with it, like kind of just like holds it up.
That's cruel.
Hello, and then like just like flutters over and just like places it on top of Old Bitey, and you can see this because you can see the woodlice is like being floated up there, and then kind of just lets it go. So you want to look inside?
Yeah, I do. I'm using the needle as well. See if it.
Sure.
Feels like you can probably get a bit further in than my fingers into the fish.
Sure. You poke around for something hard. You do not find.
Oh.
You find almost nothing.
What about in its mouth?
How would you like to look in its mouth?
Like, I'm going up that way with the needle, you know?
Okay. And you hit a metal object.
If it was in its mouth the entire time and I didn't need to cut it open, I'm going to be so mad.
Yep.
Okay, it's fine. I take the thing.
Okay. So you reach into its gullet, and your fingers can't quite reach.
King Cole?
Yeah. So Cole dives down, and he's no longer invisible because he's forgotten to keep concentration.
Mm.
And he dives into Old Bitey's mouth. And as he does this, Old Bitey whips around and goes, "There's a place I'd like to go," and like you hear the little of Cole inside of his mouth as like the jaws like clack like back and forth. But Cole manages to pull himself out, and he has a massive, compared to him, a massive signet ring around his waist.
I like it. It suits you.
Thank you. So,
is it invisible also because he's wearing it?
No, he's no longer invisible.
Okay.
Okay. So, with that, you have a big gold signet ring, and there is what appears to be a diamond
Oh my gosh.
within it.
No, it was not. Are you actually telling me that that is what's in Old Blighty all this time?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I pocket it. Actually, no, I
Okay.
know. I tell Soot to go invisible,
Okay.
and I pull out. You know the metal bit I got on the floor?
Yeah.
I pull that out and I go, "Look, I told you," to the barkeep. Told you I'd find something. Like I don't show him the diamond, but I show him the like metal ring.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he'll want the diamond, like obviously. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. You're not exactly lying, so how about you just make me a charisma check? And you said, I mean, this is.
Wait.
I'll give you advantage. I'll give you advantage on this.
Okay. Thank you. 11 or 8.
Okay.
That is not great. But it's okay. It's okay.
He eyes the ring. Says, bring it here.
Oh, but I found it.
I want to look at it.
Okay.
And I like put it on the counter.
Be careful with it though. Could be special.
Yeah, it could be. And he picks it up and looks at that tiny glint of gem. Well, seeing as I own Old Bitey, I also own anything within him. So thank you for getting that ring out.
Well,
But I think it's mine.
I'll take my 2 gold back then. For my services of opening your fish.
Sounds good. Have you closed it?
No, if you're taking the ring, you can close them yourself.
Fine. So,
I mean, you've been cleaning the same glass for like 15 minutes. I'm sure you can do something else for a bit.
it's got a speck of dirt in it. It's you know, it needs to be cleaned.
Uh-huh.
He puts it down. It's the same. It's just a cracked mug. Okay.
Can I add? Is it 1 diamond to my inventory?
You can add 1 signet ring to your
Is it a
inventory.
diamond signet ring though? That's important.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. No way.
Would you like to try and appraise this diamond?
Not in here. No.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, damn, Sid.
Heck yeah.
Some fucking fire there. Anyway. So, with that, Scramsax goes and begins to tenderly sew up Scramsax. You see him pay the most care and love to Old Bitey, more so than he does any of his cutlery or his clients.
Oh, we love Old Bitey.
There you go. You can rest now, okay? And as Old Bitey begins to flounder and like, there's a place, and it's like, oh, shush.
Shh, go to sleep.
Alright. So you've heard the same kind of verse hundreds and hundreds of times, but it's never really meant anything to you. And as you hear it again, there must be something to that. Maybe you should write it down.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't gonna make notes, but I probably should.
You weren't going to make notes.
Well, I was thinking, I'll just re-listen to the stream,
Fair enough, honestly.
That is wrong though. I definitely need. It's just me trying to remember this. Oh, this is sad. Okay, opening up my my Google Drive. It's like there's the old Icewind Dale notes. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna add a new Icewind Dale notes one. Can you copy and paste the phrase?
It's on the stream for you. It's on Roll20.
Could you put it in the stream chat as well?
Sure, yeah. There you go. There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow.
It's so vague.
Yes, it is.
I can never work this one out, honestly.
It'd be an intelligence check.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm liking the leniency. Thank you. Is it straight intelligence?
Yeah, like DC 7. Easy.
19.
Okay. Work backwards.
Backwards, okay. Under the snow. Up the river's flow?
Uh,
So, down the river's flow? No.
as in, the poem becomes clearer when you work backwards.
Okay, must be under all that snow. Where it is, I do not know. There's a place I'd like to go further up the river's flow.
So, with a 19, you might understand that it is at the start of one of the rivers of Icewind.
Ooh, but what is up there?
Who knows?
Oh gosh. Okay, can I please have the Icewind Dale map up?
Of course you
I
can.
would. I wanna look at the rivers.
There you go.
Oh, it's tiny.
Just click on
Oh gosh, it's not tiny.
it.
Is it not labeled?
This is a map that you have. You do not have the map with the town notations on it.
No, don't tell me that, please. Please, not this one.
I'm afraid so. However, we can make a little map for you to play around with.
Yeah, make a thing I can write on.
Yes, dear.
Thank you. It is a very pretty map, though.
It's a very pretty map, that's for sure.
So much nostalgia. Okay, I'm betting it's like treasure or something. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe lots of trout.
Maybe.
Which would also be good. Because everyone is starving.
Who knows? Guess you'll have to find out, eh?
Yeah. Charles warned me there was going to be puzzles and stuff that he was adding in. And I'm awful at puzzles. So...
Yeah. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
was thinking that Kevin Porro, you know. Yeah, exactly. If there's loot, that's the motivation enough, you know.
And I feel like loot will be rather important during this.
Yes. I mean, I've already got a diamond ring. For anyone new to D&D in the chat, a diamond can be used and cast a revivify spell to bring you back to life. It's also worth a lot of gold for buying necessities like healing potions and such. Or you can just flex on all the other villagers, I guess, which is the less useful option.
Depends on how big the diamond is.
Is it a tiny diamond? Oh yeah, I need to appraise it. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm too excited.
Oh, good.
If the map isn't ready yet, I'm happy to do like the next scene.
The map is ready.
Oh, you have surprised me with your speed.
Just that good. Okay, give me a sec, and I will get you. There you go.
It's map time.
It is map time.
Should get rid of all my two things. There we go. Okay, so where are we? So I can write it on. You gave me the one with the thank you. Thank you.
That's okay. It would be pretty easily accessible, so you can have it.
Okay, so where do these rivers start? Under, what was it, under all the snow?
Must be under all that snow.
There's the Red Run. Oh, look, there's one here.
You want to mark it?
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna make it red for old Bitey.
Sure
I'm
thing.
just gonna draw a fish. Oh, my Roll20 is doing the thing. Oh no, oh no! it's Please, can you delete that for me? Oh no,
Yeah, sure.
it's doing the weird glitch.
It's okay, restart. It's all good.
Oh gosh, it's still doing it.
We have this wonderful little glitch where where Sophie is dragging her screen and left clicking at the same time. It's
That's
wonderful.
great. There we go. I just want to draw a little fish, that's all. It's old Bitey.
Under all that snow would seem to describe this entire region. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Says Shell.
I mean, this one is by the 10 hound, so it's a good option. Wait, Shell's there. Hello. Oh yeah, Roll20 really is buggy sometimes. Okay, perfect. We have made our first addition to the map, and it is a fish.
Wonderful.
This will remain here for the entire campaign. Perfect.
Untouched.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that, you sit back down in your seat, hide away this little diamond ring, and at that point, the door opens, and 3 stout dwarves enter. These are the people who have put out the quest.
Oh, I instantly, like, I've got the seat by the fire, as previously said. I, like, shuffle up and, like say to them, like, holding the letter I took from the pinboard, say,
Hey, you were looking for help? I saved you a seat. I heard you'd be coming.
So these 3 turn towards you, and you see a blonde female, and a ginger male, and a short grey male.
mm-hmm.
They're all kind of in a line in descending height, with the woman being the tallest. So they come over to you, beginning to strip off some of their outdoor clothing.
The bits covered
Mainly
in
just
snow.
the hoods.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's literally a place like called the shaking mat kind of thing. It's emptied every hour because snow builds up on this place. You just have to like shake yourself out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that, they sit down at the table, and the woman throws her hood back. She's got this long blonde hay-like hair, and it's braided into this really thick braid that goes around her neck, much like an organic scarf. And her piercing eyes staring. She's got these really bright green eyes. Nice to meet you. I'm Hruna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I probably butchered your name.
I'll say it a little slowly. Hruna.
Haruna?
Hruna, yes.
Okay.
Close enough.
I'm Soot.
Soot.
Yeah, like the thing in the fire.
Nice to meet you, lass. This is Corax, and she points to the ginger, and this is Storn. And one of Storn's eyes just kind of like wander slowly away from him. He's slightly vacant.
Oh, a lovely bunch.
Quite. So, you picked up a quest, so you're willing to help us?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Wonderful. Well, we've been looking for someone to do that. So, we're looking to get back some iron ingots. They've been lost outside near Kelvin's Care on a sled with our dear friend Ubok.
Oh, Ubok's also not there?
Yes, Ubok is unfortunately lost with the shipment.
Oh, okay. Ubok the dwarf has been lost with the ingots. Got it. And near where? Sorry, did you say?
It's near Kelvin's Care.
Can I have the map?
Of course you can.
They have to think so hard. Oh, it's by the very suspiciously shaped mountain. Oh, it's did the glitch again. Okay, we're okay. We're okay.
We got word that they were attacked by yetis, so I'd be careful if I were you. We don't have time, unfortunately. We've got a load more that we need to get to Luskan as quickly as we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's there too, then I really don't mind going to get them.
Wonderful.
Could I ask what the payment is? I don't ask too much. Just, doing these things, I kind of need enough to eat and drink in these conditions.
Haruna looks at you suspiciously. Maybe an insight roll.
Oh no! What did I say that was wrong? Oh no! Can do insight. Give me a second. We got a 20. We got a dirty
Okay.
20. It's not a natural 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So, when you said, I don't need much, her eyes kind of like furrowed, or her brows furrowed. And you realise that to a dwarf, that might seem a little strange. You're not willing to take the maximum.
I mean, yeah. Too nice. Okay. She like looks at the door.
I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
You're a rare one, aren't you?
Well, I just, not everyone's got a lot at the minute, so I know people can't afford proper prices for mercenaries and travellers and people who do jobs.
Right, okay. Well, you seem nice, at least. We're offering 6 bloodstones.
What's a bloodstone?
It's a gem.
Okay, are they used for anything useful, or are they just pretty?
If you find a dwarf, you can sell them.
Oh, so Ubok.
Well, yes. Or any of the dwarves you might find wandering around the Dwarven Valley. But if you don't find them, they usually sell for about 50 gold each.
Oh gosh, okay.
Is it just you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a familiar, but he's nice.
So there's no other party? We were kind of hoping for someone with a little more friends.
Friends? I mean, I'm pretty capable.
She like stands up a little taller.
You can ask anyone in 10 towns. They've probably seen me around doing loads of different things. Sort of help out with everything.
Make a persuasion roll.
This is really sweet. This is really sweet that you're doing a nod to that. Persuasion. 14. That's better.
Okay. With a 14, Haruna's eyes kind of soften a little bit. Right. Well, yes, I'm sure you are very competent. We'll be here for 3 days, okay? And after that, we simply must get moving. So, how about we give you 2 of these stones as a forward payment,
Okay.
and then you come back with the iron ingots, and hopefully the sled and everything, and Ubok, of course, and then we'll give you the other 4, okay?
Okay, yeah, that sounds amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you trusting me for the job.
That's okay. Just make sure you don't die.
Oh, no,
Right.
no. I'm pretty capable.
Right. And with that, she hands over 2 stones. They're slightly purplish crystals with a red center. The red center moves slightly, and you realize that it's this super hard ice with liquid inside. They almost look. They look like they have cut faces to make them look very not spherical, but what's the word I'm looking for? They look like a D20 basically.
Oh, that's cool.
Couldn't think of the word. What's the word for a D20 shape?
Uh,
Dodecahedron or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You see, now I want custom dice that look like these. Thanks.
It's okay. So you have 2 bloodstones.
I've added them to my inventory,
One.
and I guess I'm going to prepare and wrap up as warm as I can and start heading in the direction.
Okay. And with that, we shall take our first break.
Sounds wonderful. We're going to be 10 minutes, so everyone go get a drink, and then we will get back to the adventure in 10 minutes. See you then.
Icosahedron, that's what it's called. Goodbye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You all had a lovely break. Got yourself a nice drink.
We're back. Finally. Have you missed us? Of course you have. So, let's continue.
Oh, that is so sweet. Yeah, it's such a nice thing to do at the end of the week, you know? As I have been so excited to replay this campaign.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get back into it, how's everyone been enjoying it? I really love the setting. Charles, were you trying to say something to me about my mic? I couldn't lip read you.
Oh, yes, yeah, your mic was too close, that's all.
Is it all good now?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, let me check on stream. Say something.
I am checking if my mic is good.
Yep.
Perfect. Ah, that's
Sometimes your mic is getting a bit of feedback.
okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you for keeping that in mind. I'll turn myself down a little bit.
So, that feedback might be because we're sitting so close. You can hear Sophie on my mic. We're sitting as far as we possibly can away from each other on the desk.
On the desk that we share. It's perfect.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you're all enjoying it. It really is nostalgic too. Like, replaying a campaign is a lot more fun than I thought. I was playing it, like, I'm playing it alone, but I don't feel like I'm playing it alone, you know, because I have so many of you joining me. It's so nice.
I should also say, you guys are imps in chat. So, you, Soph's imp, Cole, represents all of you. So, I will be looking at chat, and sometimes I might say things that you say as the imp. Bloodfallen. Imps are the familiar that Soot Cinderfoot has next to her, because she is a warlock.
Explain, I have a spell called Flock of Familiars, which is where the idea came from, that my flock of imps would be look like different people's imp personas, which is a video we did prior, where we got to draw everyone's little imp personas that they've been designing. Very, very fun. Oh, all good, all good. I like the questions, it's good.
So, at the end of this, we'll put a Discord link into the chat, and if anyone wants to join, you can. And we have an Icewind Dale Solo Run's chat where everyone has put their imp personas, and we encourage you all to draw your imps, pop them in the chat, no matter your level of skill, and we'll pin them. And whenever Sophie uses the Flock of Familiars spell, your imp will have a chance of showing up.
Roll for it, won't we? To see whose imp showed up.
We were going to roll for it, however, I might just go through a list.
Who's in chat? That sounds fair.
Or see who's in chat.
Oh, without further ado, I am very excited to get into it again. We were just about to go out searching for Ubok the dwarf, if I'm correct.
Yes, that is correct.
I'm saying it right, Ubok.
Yes, you are, yeah. So I don't know, I had such a big pause then. Yes.
Forgetting your DM brain for a second.
Yes. Ubok, yes. Alright. We all ready?
Absolutely.
Then let's do this. So, you head out into the cold darkness of Icewind Dale. It is almost perpetually dark. Not midnight dark, just a painful twilight that never really wanes, never really waxes. It's just always there. So, you, as you go out, you hear like a bang on the door behind you, and Storn comes out, the short little grey-haired dwarf, and he, this
What?
thanks for it.
Oh, are you speaking in Dwarvish? I'm sorry, I only speak Common and Primordial.
Hey, I'm not speaking fucking dwarvish. I'm trying to speak to you. I got some stuff for you.
Oh, sorry, it's just the thick accent. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And she puts her arm out for whatever he's got to give her.
And he pops a pair of snowshoes into your hand.
Oh yeah, these are gonna be super useful. Thank you. I've been meaning to get a pair of these.
Right, no problem.
Snowshoes, yes, thank you.
He is bundled in like layers of cloth, so his already hard to hear voice is almost impossible to hear. Mixing Madness, we do have a Discord server. We'll be posting it at the end of the stream. Okay. So, you now have a pair of snowshoes. And snowshoes in Icewind Dale have a significant effect. I think they basically double your movement speed through the snow, or rather, make it so that the snow doesn't affect your travel as much. So you'll be going faster towards Kelvin's Care.
I should probably mark this on the map. I'm in Bryn Shander,
You are?
and I'm trying to get where's the draw to. I'm trying to get to Calvin's car, and it's probably better to go more direct. Oh no, it's doing the thing again, Charles. I'm trying to get to that. You know what I meant?
Yeah.
Oh no. Please draw a line for me. Please.
Yeah, of course I can. So are you going directly through it, yeah?
Yeah, I mean avoiding these little like mountain things going around them.
Okay, so
I was debating going through Tourmaline.
you can go through the paths. The paths are quicker, and the wild has a chance of you kind of bumping into yetis or goblins or whatever that might be out there. So I think of it like this: the path is less direct but safer. The wild is more direct but less safe.
I think then I would like to take the path to Tourmaline, and from Tourmaline go through the Dwarven Valley.
Okay, sure thing. So we're going up like this, and then along here, yeah?
Through the Dwarven Valley.
Through the Dwarven Valley.
Is it,
Gotcha.
or what is the Dwarven Valley? Actually, I should probably ask.
The Dwarven Valley is a place where dwarves will live. You don't know much about it, I'd say.
Okay. Could I ask the dwarf before he goes?
Sure.
But before you go, is the Dwarven Valley a good option for going to Kelvin's Garden?
You can only travel there if you've been a friend of the dwarves.
Would showing the bloodstones show that I'm a friend of dwarves?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe I'll go around then. 'Cause... yeah.
Like under my breath, say to like sit.
Because dwarves are really grumpy.
And Cole kind of like looks up at you and just like feverishly nods. Okay. So, with that, are you setting off immediately, or would you like to pick up your supplies from home?
Ooh, what supplies do I have at home?
You have all of them.
Oh, I have nothing on me right now.
You do not carry your backpack with you to the pub.
Oh, I'm taking my backpack. I need
Surprisingly.
it. Yes, please. I would like to go home to collect my backpack.
Okay, wonderful. So, you begin to head home. Alright, so let's have a little look at the map of Bryn Shander.
Wait, a map of Bryn Shander?
No,
Oh.
I copied a map of Bryn Shander. So, you live nearer to the stables in the southwest of Bryn Shander. You have a small home within.
Around here somewhere?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And I am at the Norfolk.
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's a walk. I mean, it's not a huge walk, is it?
It's not a huge walk.
Okay, I have to.
So, you begin to head towards the centre, and as you do so, you pass Black Iron Blades. The smith there is not a well-respected man. He makes swords. These swords are of cheap quality, and he's known for these cheap swords. Black Iron Blades are a joke within Bryn Shander. You know, they're given to the youngest adventurers with the least coin. Often, if an adventurer dies, the joke goes something like, "And he was carrying a black iron blade to boot." So,
Quite dark.
yeah. His name is Garn the Hammer, and he's a dwarf.
Okay.
So, whilst he is not the most scrupulous man, his sister, Elsa, is quite a nice young lady. Also a dwarf, she sells adventuring supplies, and this is often where you pick up your supplies.
Does she happen to have any healing potions?
I mean, you can go and ask her.
Yes, I would love to. I sort of like saunter in. And,
Hi, is your sister in?
You open the door and it like big kind of like creak as it opens. Bangs close behind. And Elsa is currently sitting at the counter. Oh, hello, love. You're right.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I was just about to go off on another adventure, and I wondered if I could pick up some supplies.
Oh, let's see. Okay, well, what you need?
I think some healing potions might do me well. This one seems like it might be a little more troublesome.
Some healing potions.
Yeah, I know.
All right. We've got one.
Okay.
It's 100 gold pieces.
100. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have that much yet. Maybe I could make some. Would you per chance buy a bloodstone off me?
Yes, love, I would.
They're worth 50 gold each. I just want to sell the one for now, but I'm coming back with more later.
I see. You've got a little a kit for herbalism on your person, haven't you? I know you.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna sell you the bloodstones and then get some supplies enough to make my
Right.
own.
Well, an adventurer came in, cold as ice, dead, and they brought with them these little herbal packs. They're used for making potions of healing, but I don't know how to do it. You see, I'd sell you those if you wanted.
Yes. How much are those?
I've got 2, and they're 25 gold pieces each.
Okay, so if I gave you a bloodstone, could we trade?
Yes. Yes.
It's a fair trade, promise. I asked the dwarf.
Let me see the stone first.
Oh, she gets the stone out. One of the stones. I'm just getting rid of one of them.
Okay. And it's an almost perfect icosahedron. Well, thank you, Shell. And she looks it over, and shakes it slightly, and the red liquid within kind of spins. Oh yes. This is good.
Yeah?
Alright, yeah. And she goes and she pops 2 little herbal pouches. They look like large tea bags, basically. And they're full of all the ingredients used to make the magical red elixir within a healing potion.
Oh, they're like a red tea bag.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. How long does it take to make a healing potion?
1 day.
Oh, okay. I won't need it yet. It's fine.
You could always donate your chair.
No, but then poor Ubok.
Yeah.
No, I'm setting out.
Okay.
I think I can do at least one mission without downing myself.
You could dedicate hours to making this potion, if you wanted.
What time of the day is it? Actually, this is very important. Is it?
I'd say you've gone to the pub, so it's going to be day.
Is it daylight?
It is never daylight.
Or is it dim light?
Yep. The entirety of Icewind Dale counts as dim light.
Okay, but there's dim
There
light
is
and then
no
there's
bright light.
darkness. Just trying to gauge if it's darkness or dim light hours.
It is dim light.
Okay, and how many dim light hours do I have left?
So Icewind Dale, it doesn't have a solar rotation, so it is always dim light.
It doesn't.
It gets slightly darker, but it pretty much always stays dim.
Oh. Oh,
The sun simply doesn't rise.
you're playing it like this. Okay, okay. Then, if it's midday, there is no better time than now.
There is an agreed upon nighttime when it gets dark enough. At places, it kind of becomes like a midnight kind of darkness. But it's it's hard to tell.
Okay.
Okay. So what do you wish to do?
I would like to travel out, please. I
Right.
have my little pouches. I think I'm good to go.
Okay. So you head to your home and you go inside, pick up your backpack, you stuff it full of rations and your shovel and your handy little flagon, and you're able to fill your water skin with 4 pints of water,
Nice.
which should last you for maybe 4 days or so.
Okay.
So you drink about a pint of water.
Water shouldn't be an issue. Like, there are lakes and stuff.
There are lakes, yes. Okay. So, with that, we begin to go. And you head out of the north gate. Or rather, you head out of the west gate.
I'm a little scared.
Oh no, there is no west gate, it's just the north gate. My apologies. Okay. So, you go around the walls, because Bridgeunder is a walled city. And you begin to head along the trail, first to Targos, and then to Termini. Do you plan to stop in any of these places?
You know what? I would... maybe not Targos, but Tamerlane, I'll restock like a ration, because by then I might have used all my, like, I don't know how long it takes to travel that way, but I probably need to stop in Tamerlane.
It'll take 2 hours to get to Targos. And from Targos to Termini, it will take... It will take 4 hours, so 6-hour journey to Termini.
And then probably another 6 hours to Coven's Cane. It'll be 6 o'clock by then. Yeah, I would like to rest in Tamerlane.
Like to rest in Termini?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. So, with that, yeah, it's about 10 miles between Termin and Kelvin's Cairn. There, maybe a little bit less. Okay. With that, begin to head off.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you'd like to do as you make the journey?
I don't imagine I can start making a healing potion as I go.
So, you can't do that as you walk, but when you get to Terminate and rest, you can start that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think just as I'm going, what would she do to pass the time? Is she a whistler? Is she a hummer? Oh, yeah, she like hums to her imp, you know. I think that's quite sweet.
So, with that, you continue on. You go past Targos. It's a small place, mainly survives by fishing on the Duat, which is the big lake. You begin to head past it. The Meadow Island looks smaller than it actually is, because it is in fact a huge lake. It's just covered mainly by ice. And pass a person on a dog sled. They seem to be heading towards Bryn Shander. And as you get to Targos, you see this large gathering of people outside, and there seems to be some sort of fight going on outside an inn called the Luskan Arms.
I might poke my head around and just like, what's going on?
And no one seems to be making too much sense. But there is a little dog that kind of walks up to you. It's kind of avoiding the fight, looking for comfort, and it comes up to you, kind of like brushes against your leg.
Oh, yeah, I kneel down and pet it and sort of look around for its owner.
And it doesn't seem to have an owner. Instead, it seems to be trying to lead you somewhere. It's like goes away, looks back a little, goes a little.
Oh. I follow her.
Hey puppy, where are we going?
Dog barks and begins to trot off.
Yes, my doggo now.
Oh no. Okay. So, a few blocks away, you find an old house. Seems relatively decrepit.
I like knock and then open the door for the dog.
Okay. And the door is unlocked, and you open the door. The dog rushes inside and immediately begins to sit at an unlit hearth. And sitting in a chair is an older. Well, he's not really older. He's in his 30s. It's a man who's like going an early grey. He's sitting in a large coat by the fire. You can see the ashes are white. They're obviously still giving off heat, but the fire is long gone. He turns around to you, says, "Well, if you're going to let out all the heat, you may as well come in."
Oh, sorry, I was just, the dog,
No, it's fine. Come in.
Like, shut the door.
Sorry.
And he looks back to the fire, and you see sadness on this man's face.
Are you okay, sir? Is this your dog?
Yes, it's my dog. Yes. You wouldn't have happened to have seen a slightly bolder man, brown hair, glasses, and usually wears a waistcoat.
Have I seen anyone like that?
You haven't. He would have been bundled up in like a bearskin.
In a bearskin.
What did the person on the dog sled that passed me look like?
They looked like they had like kind of like a white wolf pelt or something on their shoulders.
Oh, not a bearskin then. I mean, it could be a polar bearskin, but I don't think any of the 10 towners are killing polar bears, to be honest. I would doubt it.
No, sorry, I didn't see anyone like that.
And as he looks down, his eyes latch upon the dog, and he kind of like looks at it, almost as if he's like terrified of the dog.
Are you missing someone?
What are you doing here, boy? What are you doing here? The dog looks up at him and winces, like does that little whine,
Oh.
and it seems to paw at its face. You can see it's a little bit frostbitten.
Oh.
What on earth? Boy wouldn't be down here. Goodness. You didn't see any sled of 6 dogs?
No, not on its own, or with someone with glasses.
No, Garrett would have been with it. Garrett wouldn't leave the sled, the dogs alone.
Garrett, that's your missing friend's name?
Yes. Garrett, he's been gone for too long. He comes from Neverwinter. He's a wealthy family. That's why he's living out here with me. He's a guide, you see, and he loves to climb mountains. But I fear he's gone too far this time. A few days ago, he was hired by some adventurers to go up Kelvin's cairn, and his plan was to take them to Caer Connic, which is the town closest to Kelvin's cairn. After they acquired some climbing gear from the outfit at a little shop, I'm told. And he took our 6 dogs and the sled with him. A boy here is Garrett's favourite. Boy would never leave Garrett's side, unless something terrible happened.
Oh, gosh. What was your name, sir?
Egan.
Keegan. Oh gosh. K?
Keegan.
Keegan. Keegan. Got it. So, I mean, I was actually planning on heading up Calvin's cairn anyway. I suppose it wouldn't be too much for bother to check if I see him.
Oh, only if you don't mind. I don't have any money, really. That's why we live in such a small place. But the proprietor of the Luskan Arms is a friend of mine. I could get you some free, like a free room, perhaps.
I mean, that sounds as good as anything. You wouldn't perhaps happen to have any climbing kits, would you, laying around? I'd do it for that. I mean, if I'm going up there to look, I'm not that well equipped.
Oh, I'm afraid not. I'm an artist by trade. I suppose I could give you some of my artwork, he says, pointing to the frames around.
Oh, they're lovely.
They're all like white vistas.
Oh, that's sweet. Like snowy landscapes.
Yeah, I'll show you one of his pieces.
They supplement with the artwork? No.
This is one of his.
Oh, pretty.
Yes, it's of myself and Garrett.
Wait, where's the doggo? I need to zoom out.
Oh, we don't have the dogs with us then. Just going on a little adventure, just like Garrett wants. Oh, goodness.
There we go.
You roll 20, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I got too excited about seeing the artwork.
Well, that is lovely. I think it would be wasted on me, though. I mean, with my backpack.
Oh no no no! I can take it out of the stream, roll it up for you.
No, 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 no,
Right.
no, no. Oh, no. Actually, perhaps if you have a little one, I could give it to a friend.
Little one. Hmm. I'll have a look.
Something you wouldn't mind missing? I never like taking things off people that they're gonna miss, you know?
Oh, I know. And he stands up, and he's relatively tall. Um, he is a human, I believe. Yeah, he's a human, and he goes over to a drawer, opens it up, and he hands you a small unframed artwork that's rolled up.
Oh,
I unroll it to have a look at it.
And you see a creature upon this this little like A5 canvas.
Oh gosh, what kind of creature?
They call them twingers.
it's a painting of a twinkle.
Yes, it's a twinger. Yes, and I rather like. They are so very cute.
I've never seen a twinkle before.
Charles, please, is there a picture of the twinger that we can show
Yes,
the
there
chat?
is. Yeah, there is.
They're so cute. This is worth waiting for.
One moment. Little twinger.
Okay, chat. Anyone who's not played Icewind Dale, what's the betting that this guy Garrett is dead or alive? Up the
Oh
mountain.
god. Can't say things like that.
I can say things like that. I did it.
And there are the twinger.
Oh, the little fork. I love it. I love it so much.
So the twinger are, and you would know this, Sid Cinderfoot, are minor elementals of a tiny size that tend to be a little mischievous. They like to pretend and like play pretend kind of thing, and you can see them currently pretending to have dinner.
That's cute. Is that what the painting is? Like a little dinner
Yeah,
scene?
it is. They do this quite often, so I've been told. Although they don't eat themselves.
That is really cute. I can see why you like them so much. Okay, well, I'll happily take this. My friend will be very pleased with it. He has a finer taste than me.
And you hear a little invisible coal in your scarf. Dead.
Don't say that out loud, Cole.
Cole, and I like flick him.
Ow. So, Cole like climbs back into your scarf. Well, please feel free to take this. I'd be honored.
Thank you.
I'll add it to my inventory. What I write? Twinger painting.
Yes, the spelling is Chwinga.
CH?
Chwinga.
Twinger.
Chwinga.
Perfect.
They come in a variety of forms. Okay.
Well, sir, I should be getting on my way. I'm meant to be heading to
The map. Where's the map? Oh gosh, please can I have the map back?
Kilden's Cairn, you said?
No, there's a place I'm stopping off first. Another city, beginning with
Cair
L.
Cornic?
Beginning with L?
L?
Please,
I'm afraid there are no towns
please
beginning
can I
with
have the map?
So you pull this big, hefty, like map, like a vellum map, out of your backpack.
Oh, Tourmaline. I was thinking of Lonelywood, but I'm not
Oh,
saying.
Tourmaline. Oh, Tourmaline. Oh, Lonelywood hardly counts.
Yeah.
Although I've heard they do wonderful food.
In Lonelywood?
Indeed.
Well, thank you for your help. Oh, before I go, any idea what's going on outside? with there's quite a rabble going on.
Oh, they're probably fighting about something or another. They're all brothers and cousins and things. I don't particularly.
Oh, that's awkward. Okay, well, I'll leave them to it. Well, hopefully I shall be back with your friend.
Well, that's wonderful. And if you wish to look in our shed for any climbing equipment, you may be able to find some. I'm not entirely sure.
Your shed, did you say?
Shed, yes.
Well, I would love to take the gamble if you don't mind.
Of course. It's open.
She goes and has a peek. Am I rolling? Is that what this is?
Yes, you are.
Oh, I knew it. I could tell. I know when you're doing this.
Roll me investigation on a DC 19. You find climbing equipment.
Oh, can Sir also look? Not Sir, Cole, sorry.
Cole can also look. Yes.
Thank you.
So you gain advantage.
Does that even count as advantage if I roll the same thing twice?
Yes, it does.
8. Double 8.
Double 8. Wonderful. You do not find any climbing equipment. Everything has been removed from this shed and taken with Garrett, presumably.
Okay. I leave then.
Okay, you do so.
Time to get to Tamerlane.
All right. So you begin to head towards Tamerlane.
Tamerlane, am I saying it wrong? Tamerlane. Ah.
I'm not picky.
Okay, cool.
You can say it how you want, but Tamerlane is technically the correct term.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did think they were lovers, actually. Like, thinking back on it. But I'm not questioning you. I think it's very cute.
Yeah, they are lovers, but of course, like he wouldn't say that. He'd just say, yeah, they're living together. You know?
Oh, he didn't want to correct me. Oh,
Yeah, he's kind of a nice guy.
very sweet.
You did see a ring on his finger, so you can assume that they're not. Oh wait, actually, you did see a ring on his finger.
I swear, if I find like a matching ring on the other guys.
Well, let's continue. Historians say they're good friends. Yes, they are lovers. They are husband and husband.
Oh, very, very cute.
Okay. So, does Cole have any future predictions? Does Cole have any words of wisdom for our lovely Soot as she walks the next 4 hours to Tamerlane?
Do you mean chat?
Yes, I do.
Chat will sabotage me. I can feel it this time.
Okay. As chat is doing that,
Death. No, see, I'm cursed now.
you begin to continue that, and halfway to Tamerlane upon the road, you spot a person. They're kneeling down in the snow, and they seem to be. They might be digging. You're not entirely sure.
What kind of person? Like, what race? What kind of job? Are they wrapped up? What are we talking?
Okay. This person is. Let me get my notes. They are a half-elf woman. They're wrapped up very tightly because they're quite thin. So, yeah, that's what you can see.
I go past and I.
Are you okay, miss?
Oh goodness. I'm so sorry. My apologies. I'm just well, I'm trying to preserve an area.
Preserve an area?
Oh yes, quite. And you can see she's got a big bag of what seems to be like clay dust. She's piling it into the snow, and you see as she takes some snow and makes a little symbol. Like it's like 3 runes that she inscribes with her fingers in the snow around it. And this snow melts into a glob of water within her hand that she uses to like push over the dust. Watch. She continues to do this until the clay has become like a clay substance, and then with a click and prestigio, you see as all the moisture is like sucked out of the clay, and it becomes this hard but brittle tablet. There we go.
I have no idea what you're doing, but it looked interesting.
Look, I'm Danica, by the way. What's your name?
You're who? Sorry?
Danica.
Danica. Okay. I'm Soot.
Soot.
Yeah, like the fireplace?
Oh yes, I quite understand. Yes, but just Soot.
Oh, Soot Cinderfoot. If you need the full name.
Danica Greysteel.
Ah, that's a nice surname.
And with that, she flips the brittle tablet over, and you can see, raised within this dust are tiny footprints. These footprints, they look a little bit like just very straight with little to no toes. They've got, it's like a straight line with 4 tiny little toes at the end.
Does it look like Cole's footprints?
Yes, it does. Except for the fact that it's a lot thinner.
Okay.
Cole kind of like gets his foot up and like places it on there, looks up at you and goes, "No."
What could have made those? Twinga?
Yes, Tringas, yes. I'm trying to track some.
You're tracking Tringa.
I am tracking Twinga, yes. Oh, that's quite a rhyme, isn't it? Tracking Twinga, right.
These are so many hard words to say at once. Yeah, okay, well that's cool.
I'm convinced that they have some way to make this place a little warmer. They have some control of the weather around them, just a tiny bit, you see. But I think they might be the key to increasing the climate within Icewind Dale.
You think that Tringa are the way to stop the Rhine?
Yes, they're elementals. They have an ability to alter their natural surroundings.
I'll humour the idea.
I think I can study one of them and learn quite a lot.
So you're trying to kidnap a little Tringa?
Oh no, not kidnap. No, I just want I want to make a friend, and then I want the friend to sit still for an hour, and then I can have a little look at them. I'm quite adept at looking at magic, you see.
Oh, that's cool. Well, where do you live?
Oh, I live in Brinch, and I'm a little far from home. But that's fine. I have to do this. Unfortunately, I don't really have much help.
So where are you staying? If I find a Tringa, I could bring it to you.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of going to Termine.
Oh, well that's where I'm going.
Well, that's wonderful.
Would you like to travel with me?
I would love to travel with you. I say, you look like an adventurer.
Oh, well, yes I am.
Yeah, and she puts she like takes a lantern, like pops it down, and then fumbles in her pocket, and with a couple of silvers and a couple of coppers, she takes a big handful and says, "Here, 25 gold pieces, as well as this special lantern. If you find a Tringa for me, it's all yours."
25? What does the lantern do?
Oh, it's a lantern of tracking. And it specifically tracks elementals. It lights up this greenish colour when elementals are near.
Well, I feel a bit strange using a different lantern than my normal one, but yeah, lantern of tracking. And 25 gold. Are you sure?
Oh, yes. let's keep the 25 gold for now. You can have the lantern, and if you locate a trigger for me and persuade them to come back with you, then you can have the lantern and the 25 gold pieces. Well, they're not really gold pieces. It's kind of a mix and match, but you know.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, okay. Let's have a look as we walk up to the tunnel lane.
Wonderful. So, you begin to walk with Danica as she carefully puts this newly made tablet into her backpack. She doesn't seem to be carrying many useful items, almost as if she hasn't packed well for this expedition.
Is she really unprepared?
Yeah.
Okay, as we walk, I sort of like talk her through like,
Oh, well, if you wrap your cloak up this way, and you should probably take these, and
snowshoes are good, you know? The kind of normal 10-towners advice that they should really be taking.
So, yeah, she kind of looks at you and, oh, right, okay, tie it like this, yes? Thank you.
it's no problem. I'm happy to help.
Cole's like, she's gonna die, she's gonna die.
Cole, you are so mean. Leave the poor lady alone.
I'm telling the truth.
Well, not if she's with me. Hopefully.
Yeah.
You're a menace. Okay, let's carry on.
Alright. And with that, you arrive at Tourmaline. So, Tourmaline is, I think, a little bigger than Targos. Just a little bit. It's quite a friendly place, but it lacks as many services as Bryn Shadow. Doesn't have quite the amount of bars. Doesn't have like a smithy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you go in, and are you looking for a place to sit down?
Yeah, I follow the lady and see where she's staying first of all, because I want to know where to find her.
Oh, I wonder, where should we stay?
Oh, you hadn't planned either. Okay.
Oh, no, I kind of just go along with things as they work out, and it usually works out for me. See, I'm a half-elf, so I'm blessed with luck.
Miss, you shouldn't do that in 10 towns, of all places. You're gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Well, yes, I suppose. My apologies.
No, it's don't apologize to me. It's just, you know, there's a lot of dangerous people out there. You know? And creatures and magical things, and then there's the Rhine, and then you could die of exposure or hunger or the cold.
Oh goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should find a tavern or an inn so that we do not have to suffer such hardships.
Yes. Okay, let's look around.
Okay.
Wasn't it Lonelywood they said there was lodgings?
They said it was good food in Lonelywood.
No, Garrett said something about a place in Lonelywood for lodgings, but
You haven't met Garrett, you've met Keegan.
you could.
Okay. So, they didn't mention Lonelywood. They mentioned Caer Connig,
Cairconic, okay.
which is the town at the base of the Kelvin's Cairn.
Got you. Okay. I go with the lady and
Okay.
try and find the tavern here then. Sorry, I just thought I'd missed something, but I hadn't.
All good. All good.
Also, can we appreciate the murder hoboing that's going in on the chat? This poor lady. Let her be. We haven't even met the mean evil people yet.
Dr. Bloodfallen, similar to his name, seems to be wishing murder upon our
Dr.
on our lovely
Bloodfallen
Danica.
is a big bad evil guy of someone else's campaign who's just hopped in the chat.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Okay. So, murder hobo detected. Yes. Okay. Cole is only so bloodthirsty. Okay, so with that, you see two places. One, the Blue Clam, and the other, the East Side. The Blue Clam seems to be a tavern, and the East Side kind of functions as both a tavern and an inn.
Okay. Tavern and inn sounds good. There's food there.
Okay, so you want to go to the East Side, yeah?
Yeah, I go with the lady. And
If you want, we could share a room. It would turn out to be cheaper.
Oh, sure. I've just been sleeping on my bedroll.
Oh, yeah, I have a bedroll too. It's just, if you're in a town, it's good to try and stay somewhere that's not on the street.
Of course, yes, that's a wonderful idea. And with that, you head into the East Side. So, the East Side is where most visitors in town stay. From the looks of it, you can see a few kind of like people that don't really fit in terminal, so non-fishers and non woodcutters, because that's what terminal would be made up of. And it looks like two separate houses. But as you go inside, you can see there is a depression that goes underground and into the next house. So it's two houses connected by an underground passage.
oh,
One of them is a tavern, and one of them is an inn.
oh, that's cute. I like that. So you don't have to go out in the cold to get from one to the other.
Exactly.
Very smart.
And that's not to say that the Blue Clam is connected. The East Side is this full set of buildings. Okay.
Let's head in through the inn first and make sure we get a room.
Wonderful. And with that, you see the innkeeper. She's a red-haired woman, and she currently has a big broom in her hands. She's sweeping the stone floors. Now, stone is the main crafting material here, as wood is often considered too expensive to build with. Only the oldest of buildings would have been made of wood.
It would rot as well in these conditions. A wooden house, perhaps? I mean, depends if you make it with like logs or something, like a log cabin.
I don't think it would rot. It may not be as hardy as stone, for sure. But, wood has its benefits, that's for sure. Okay. So, with that, you head inside. And the innkeeper is singing. She's kind of like down the way. You can see her kind of down the corridor that leads to the rooms. And she's singing. So, ahead of winter's wind she came, the lovely woman with no name, draped in fur-lined cloak of red, to the icy lake she fled. The wind pursued her all the same, as sure as night she's dead. Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Oh, it's fine. Lovely singing.
Oh, thank you. And as she turns around, you realise that she's barely a young adult. She's a very thin teenager.
Oh, so we're around the same age.
Yeah, exactly.
She's probably a little younger than me, right?
She might be a little younger than you. She's maybe 19. So she drops the a broom and runs to the front desk, where she ducks underneath the board and kind of goes up, and she pops up. Hello, I'm Marta. What can I do to help you?
Oh, it is lovely to meet you. Me and my acquaintance here were hoping to book a room together for some lodgings.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Let's see. We have a room available. And what kind of room are you wanting? Double bed? Single bed?
Sorry? Oh, two singles, please. But I don't mind sleeping on the floor. I have a bedroll.
And Danica says, "Oh, it's fine. I'll pay for this. I'll be staying here anyway. We'll get a single." Right, you are a single. So, she pops down with this big book. Her writing isn't the best. You get the feeling that she might kind of just be using her own notation. because she doesn't know how to write.
Oh, the lass working at the in the inn.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. So she makes like 2 dashes for 2 people, and then draws in like a big 2 for the amount. Well, that'll be 2 gold. Danica pays that.
oh my gosh, Danica. Oh, I like this lady. I like this lady a lot.
Okay.
I invited her to stay with me. That was a good option. Is this one of those "this action will have consequences" things?
So,
Is there art of Danica?
is there art of Danica? No, there isn't. I'm afraid.
Ah, I was sure there would be. Ah,
No, there's no art of Danica.
sounds like a lovely little half elf. She's
Yeah.
older though, isn't she?
She's a little older, yeah.
She's a half elf, so
Yeah, which means she's quite old. She might be in her 80s, but looking in her 40s.
dateable.
Dateable, definitely.
The Icewind Dale dating sim.
Icewind Dale.
Icewind date.
Icewind date. Yeah, that's what it is. The last date is the Frostmaiden herself. Okay, we'll run that at some point.
Oh my gosh, you have to get like a 30 charisma check.
Kevin Poro, you are correct.
About what? About the wooden houses?
No. Kevin Poro will know what they said. Okay.
Oh, the thing after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, her being dyslexic makes sense. Yeah.
Oh god.
This feels very inclusive so far. Like doing a lot of the NPCs at once.
Yeah. Okay. So, with that, as you kind of stand back, you see something at the bottom of one of the chairs. It looks as if maybe one of the patrons has dropped it.
Oh, I go to pick it up.
It looks to be a rusted cigar cutter.
Cigar cutter. What does that look like? Like a nail clipper?
It looks like a USB stick, except for the fact that it has a circle in the center, and you would cinch this stick together, and a little blade slides along to cut the end of a cigar.
Okay. Yeah, I pick it up and I take it to the lady at the front. I have forgotten her name already, but it was a very pretty name. I need to write it down.
Marta.
Marta. I love it. And she... What was this tavern's name?
This is called the East Side. One word.
East Side Inn, and we're in what town?
Terminate.
Tourmaline. Perfect. I don't want to forget people.
Okay. So, as you pick up this object, you feel a chill run through you, and suddenly you are not where you started. And give me just a second.
The ambience stopped. Wait, no, that means it's spooky time. I don't want spooky time, okay? We were having a nice little date. The half elf. That's quite loud. I'm gonna just have it down.
Okay. So, you find yourself on the icy bank of a lake, and you are a fisher. You can see someone. They're in a fur-lined red cloak. They seem intensely frightened. Now, you have followed this woman down from the east side in to here. When she arrived, she seemed extremely frightened, and she had no money to pay for their hospitality, so instead she gave them a ring. Now, you are an old woman, as you realise, like, you're just carrying this fishing rod to look like a fisher, but in fact you're looking after this woman who's kind of traipsing around. and the wind is howling, and it's tearing at this red cloak, and it seems to be pulling this woman towards the water.
The wind?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. I imagine I can't do anything in these visions, right?
You can.
What? Okay, okay. Oh gosh. So I am the fisher? So can I...
You are an old woman with a fishing rod.
So I'm the one being pulled into the wind.
No. You are seeing a younger lady in a red fur-lined cloak being pulled towards the river by the wind.
Okay, I've got you. Immediately I'm like rushing forward instinctively to try and like grab the younger lady. I'm trying to lock arms with her because then, you know, we can stand the wind a bit better.
Alright. So, you grab her and make me an athletics check to attempt to grapple her.
Oh my gosh. What is this? This is so cool.
Your strength is a -2.
Oh. Oh no, that's a 0. That's a 0.
Yeah.
What?
You run towards her, and you don't realise that you're on the ice of the Mare d'Uelden, which is the big lake, and you realise this is Termine.
Oh.
You're on the west side of Termine,
Yeah.
and you slip, and the ice beneath you cracks. One more failure, and you will go through the ice.
Gosh. I don't even know who I am and I'm stressed. Okay, could I try and get my footing and try again?
You stand up, and the wind has pushed her further. It seems to be trying to push her into the water. So, you run towards her. You'll have to try something different.
Do I have anything on me that would help, like a rope?
You have a fishing rod, and you have winter clothes.
The fishing rod. It can get to her closer than me. Like I put the, you know, the hilt of it. The hilt is the wrong word.
Or the haft or the stem, perhaps, of the
The
fishing rod.
handle?
The handle, yeah, the
Yeah.
haft. Okay, so you flip the fishing rod around and offer it to her like a lifeline kind of thing.
Yeah, like for her to hold on to or stick it in the ground so she has like more stability.
And with that, as the wind pushes both of you over the ice with no grip, you fling out the fishing rod to her. She grips onto it, and you grip onto the other end. You're now slowly circling towards the lake. She's trying to dig her nails into the ice. What would you like to do?
Can I get to her now? Now we're holding the same fishing rod.
Yes, you can.
I'd like to get to her, put my arm around her, and like hunker down in the ice. You know, get on my knees, put my hood up, put her hood up.
Okay. And it's at this point that you realise you're wearing snowshoes, which could bite into the ice and potentially give you some grip.
Okay, yeah. Then I sort of dig my heels in and put my arm out for her.
The wind blows and batters at you. It howls with a ferocity you've never heard before. And it continues to batter you and push you towards the water. Make me a Constitution or a Strength saving throw. You have advantage, but both are a -2.
Constitution then, please.
Okay.
So that'd be a 16 then. That's pretty good.
So, with that, you hold on as hard as you can, and you're even able to make a few steps forward. Make me another Constitution save.
Oh my gosh, no. Is it an advantage again?
It does. If you hit the advantage toggle at the top, also.
It's okay. 14.
Okay. You move a few more steps, and suddenly you're off the ice. You can run.
Absolutely. I grab her arm and start
Okay.
pulling her.
And she looks into into your eyes, and says, "Thank you." And with that, you begin to run. And she splits away from you and begins to head down the Lonelywood Road, running as fast as she can.
Towards Lonelywood, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a note.
Okay. And as you're looking after her, the wind, as if in fury, blows against you, and you are knocked into the snow. And that's where you come back.
Oh no! Does that... Oh, I got chills. Does that mean she died there?
You don't know.
Oh, I don't like that. I am, like, come to with the cigarette cutter in my hand and put it on the counter for the Lady Martyr.
Okay. Oh, what's that?
I found it on the floor.
Oh, someone must have left it there. It looks a little old.
You didn't have an old lady come in, did you? I give like a descriptive of what she was wearing slash I was wearing because I couldn't see her face if I was her, you know.
Oh, let's see. No, not particularly. The last old lady who smoked cigars like that was my grandmother.
Your grandmother?
Yes.
Martha, do you wear a red cloak? A red liner cloak?
No, but there is a story about her.
Go on.
I was singing it. Ahead of winter's wind she came, the lovely woman with no name, and draped in a fur-lined cloak of red, to the icy lake she fled. The wind pursued her all the same, as sure as night she's dead.
What does it mean she's dead?
Well, she can't be alive if she fled all the way along the icy lake, with just a coat and the wind. My grandparents tell a story. She came here, and she was scared and frightened. My grandparents they tried to console her, um, but she wouldn't hear it. She stayed a while, and they didn't want any payment, but she gave them a ring. And as she says the ring, she like holds up the ring up on her necklace, and this ring, well, she considered it payment for their hospitality. But after that, this howling wind it blew open one of the windows and pulled her. So they say, and it pulled her out and tossed her like a rag doll, and I think it was trying to drown her.
That is spooky. This is gonna sound strange, but would you mind if I touch the ring just for a second? I'll give it back. I tend to have some sort of weird divining powers, and I think I saw your grandmother when I picked up the lighter.
Yeah, okay.
I take it and like clutch it in my palm and see if it does anything.
Okay. Make me an insight check.
Absolutely. Insight. 21.
Oh my god. Okay. So it's you don't get a memory, but you get a thought. You get this feeling within you. Whoever this woman was, she was harboring a secret about ways to end the
The rhyme.
the eternal rhyme,
Mm.
and this evil wind was following her, likely put upon her by a certain lesser god.
That's really cool. So she was cursed by Oriel.
May one have been.
Oh, I've got to note that down. Rantaline word cursed. So wait, Oriel and... So like had a cure for the rhyme, probably? Had a possible
Yeah,
cure for the rhyme.
or had like some way to warm people up, perhaps.
Perfect. Oh, that's so cool. I love that as a vision thing. I hand the ring back and I just...
Thank you. That's interesting.
Martha is looking at you with a little bit of shock. Your eyes, they went orange, like a fire.
Oh, they do that, do they?
What did you see?
I
Is it special? She says, looking down at me.
I saw her grandmother. Yeah, this lady with the red cloak, she is special. I think she may have a solution for making the hardship of the rhyme easier to bear. Wherever this lady is.
Oh.
I think she fled to Lonelywood.
Oh. God.
I might...
Danica's standing here, kind of just like looking between the both of you, very interested.
Sorry, I don't mean to take up your time with silly stories. You probably think I'm absolutely mad.
No, it's fine. I believe you. I've always wanted to find a way to, warm up the rhyme.
You have?
Yeah. Hey, this will probably help. And she takes the ring off of her necklace and gives it to you.
Oh, no, this is an heirloom. You can't possibly give it to me.
Probably use it better.
Oh, just because I have divining powers doesn't mean I could possibly think of stopping the rhyme, could I?
Well, I don't know, but there's a chance. Better than nothing, right?
She like takes the ring and like the martyr's hand.
This means a lot. Thank you. I'll try and do right by your grandmother.
What should I write? Is it like a ring from the Eastlook Tavern? Would that do?
Yeah.
I don't imagine it has any properties, it just has that memory, right?
Who knows?
You're giving me loot, but not telling me about it. I'm gonna have to appraise everything.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna have loads of bling.
Well, you should probably go up to your room. It's nice and warm.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Thank you. Come on, miss. We should probably head up.
And with that, Marta continues to whistle the same tune that she's been singing, humming, almost as if it never leaves her head.
That is really cool. That's really cool. I actually got chills when you described that.
So, with that, you arrive inside the... It's a small, single bedroom, just big enough for you and Danica. Ah, well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Well, thank you for paying for the room. It's very kind of you.
Oh, no, it's fine. Well?
I'm probably gonna warm up quite quickly in a little thing I have. But I'll be here in the morning. I'm here. I'm just in a
I see.
thing.
Well, you might actually find that a little easier, seeing as and her eyes flash this like greenish colour. That is a ring of warmth.
No, no. Charles,
Hello?
she gave me a ring of warmth?
Yep.
Is this an actual thing you can get from this person?
Yep.
And we just never did in our previous campaign because we never went there?
Yep.
No, no. What does a ring of warmth do?
While wearing this ring, you have resistance to cold damage. In addition, you and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
No. No way.
Yep.
I can't believe we missed this. Why didn't we go here? Oh my gosh. This would have been... It really would have been. This would have saved us. And you get it this early on? No wonder we were struggling.
And as you're looking at Danica, you hear a little and Cole is hugging this ring and like running away into the corner.
Oh, Cole, give it back, please, please.
Shiny.
Yes, I know it's shiny, but it also is keeping me warm.
Shiny.
Cole,
Shiny.
fine, you can hold it, but then when we're out of the lamp again, you give it back, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So, with that, you, Danica kind of watches you and says, lamp. When you're out of the lamp.
Yeah, so you have your thing where you are very skilled at looking at Tringa and your magic, and you're a half-elf. And I have a thing where I can go into a lamp.
I see. May I watch?
Yes, but please don't pick up the lamp because it makes the whole thing swing like I'm on a boat.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wonderful.
But it'll give you a light all night. Just close the shutters if you don't like it.
Of course.
And I set my lamp that forever burns on the side.
Okay. So, this is a shuttered lamp, and do you turn it to full or shuttered?
Shuttered, because she's trying to sleep. Also, I get to use it once per day, right? So I won't be wasting a use by using it at the end of the day.
No, you get to use it once per day, so that's fine.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I would like to scoop up coal and head into the lamp. I sort of like, you know where you pop the oil in? She opens that, and that's how she gets in.
Sure. So the way this lamp works is you lift up the glass to light the wick,
So
and as you lift up the glass, Danica sees a sudden burst of soot. And with that, Soot Cinderfoot is gone, leaving just a shadow of herself behind, slowly settling on the cup. And the lamp like tick, 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 rests on the side.
and I find myself, am I allowed to describe it?
Yes, you are.
I find myself in my warlock genie lamp. And inside it looks like a loving home, sort of tavern-like, but more like a living room. There's a roaring fireplace at its heart, and alongside it is a comfy sofa and all the comforts of a good home.
And you see, sitting in one of these leather armchairs, a gentleman with long, pushed-back hair, a few grey streaks within it. He wears a cowl over a stylized waistcoat. Except, it's always hard to tell in this dim light. Could be a waistcoat, could actually be a set of ribs. But whatever it is, it glows with eternal light. He smiles, and as he does, you see the cracks and warm glow upon his face light up. I was wondering.
I'm sorry to be late. I missed you.
I missed you too. Come in, sit down.
I have a gift for you.
You do.
I do. I thought you might be bored sitting in here waiting for me, so Well, it's a painting someone's done, and they gave it to me in return for me going and looking for their friend. It's of Twinga, if you know what that is.
Oh, that's wonderful. He says, like looking at the little painting. I like that a lot.
You do?
Yes, yes, I do.
Well, I'm very, very happy to give you something you like. I thought we could set it in here and decorate a little bit.
Yes, I think that's a wonderful idea. Perhaps with your other trinkets.
Yes. I now have a bloodstone, a ring of warmth, and a diamond. It's been a very productive day.
Diamond.
Yes, I found it in a fish.
You found a diamond in a fish.
Yeah.
Okay. He smiles slightly as if finding something. So, give me the diamond.
You want it?
Yes, let me look at it.
Of course.
She sort of hesitantly hands it over.
Okay. He looks at the diamond and says, "Oh, this is rather good. It's worth 50 gold pieces."
Is that enough for the resurrection thing you mentioned before?
No, it is not.
Okay.
But it is still good. You could potentially sell it or keep the diamond until you find other pieces.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, well, it's a step in the right direction.
All right. Well, that's wonderful. Do you want to come and sit down?
Oh, I would love to. The fire's always so warm here.
He smiles as if that's a compliment to himself.
Yes.
This is, of course, Soot Cinderfoot's patron. And he is a god of the hearth. So, he looks at the fire as it slowly licks over these wooden blocks. So, you have a long journey.
Yeah, it seems that way. I've been picking up a lot more quests than normal, and to tell you the truth, 2 things today have linked up into talking about the ending of the rhyme, which is kind of strange.
How do you feel about that?
Are you my therapist now, or
Have I ever not been?
you know, you make a good point. You are easy to talk to. Okay, well, I feel like it's opening up possibilities, but surely that this is too much of a big thing for me to do on my own, you know?
You know, if you were to explore the possibility of ending this whole, I might be quite pleased.
You would be?
Oh yes.
Well, I mean, I do owe you a lot. And I think it would make my parents proud.
Is that something you care about?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'd be pleased if I could get rid of the cold.
I think you're right. Well then.
Oh?
Go ahead.
I'll entertain the thought. I don't mind. I'll collect information as I go, and if something opens up, a door into helping, then I'll never say no to helping.
That's my girl. So, is there anything else you need?
No, I'd just like some company. Maybe
Of course.
while I nap by the fire.
And There's a little like sage lodge nearby. You can lay down.
Yeah. She just curls up. Like, it's the one place she can take off her outdoor winter clothing because it actually feels like a normal temperature in here. Because in the genie lamp you can make it any temperature you wish, am I right?
Yes. What does Soot Cinderfoot look like underneath all of her winter garb?
Oh, under all the bundles of clothing, she's actually a lot thinner than she seems. Her body, while capable for the setting she's in, is quite thin and frail. You notice how heavy her clothing really is and how large it is when she takes it off. I imagined her wearing, a frilly shirt underneath and maybe a long Victorian wool walking skirt or something. She looks very cozy and petite.
Okay. With that, your patron walks over to you. You've never asked his name. He's never given it. So, he walks over to you and picks out the 2 herb pouches. Ah, I see what you're doing. Good. Very good.
You said I would need to be careful about, dying. So I thought healing potions would be a good idea.
Yes, I like that.
Maybe I should get to work on them.
Oh, lay down. I'll do it.
You can do it for me?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Her face lights up and she gets cozy.
Well, I'm not going to say no to that. I am very tired.
Go ahead and rest.
Good night.
Good night. And with that, he begins to go over to a table, works with the mortar and pestle to get the red kind of sweat out of these plants. Slowly adding hot water until he's got like this slightly congealed red liquid. And you can add 4 hours of progress to any potion of healing kind of craft type.
Potion of healing, please. So it needs 8 hours to craft, right?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, that is amazing. So,
And with that, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, after the 4 hours of rest, I have to leave this place, don't I?
You do, but you're automatically ejected, so you can just go to sleep if you wish.
Is it like a violent, like, being pushed out, or do I sort of, like, gently get placed out, or...?
The description is you appear unharmed in a space within 5 feet of the lamp. So,
Oh.
No.
Yes, exactly. Everyone needs this. Perfect. I guess I sort of get out and then I get my bedroll out and start sleeping on the floor. I imagine the half-elf, Danica, is already asleep.
yes, she is.
Good. And she didn't take my lamp. Good. She's good aligned.
Indeed. So, with that, you sleep. And you don't have to, of course, but you've had a long rest, so you get your genie lamp use back.
Yeah, it's the only thing I used today. I was
Yeah.
good with my resources.
Strike 1 ration for me. Gonna kill her in her sleep, for fuck's sake. Okay. So the little coal kind of nestles in beside you, and you see Cole, and just as you're going to sleep, you see as a variety of other tiny little creatures come floating out of the woodwork, kind of wandering from beneath the cushions, coming out of the grandfather clock.
Oh.
Slowly they kind of just like land and make this pile of multicolored, very little imps
Oh, is it everyone's imp personas?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Okay. And with that, we will take our next break.
Is this our last break?
This is our last break.
Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this so much. Ah, okay.
You'll have no sleep.
No! I don't know who Dr. Bloodfallen's imp is, but I'm scared of them.
I believe Dr. Bloodfallen needs to make an imp.
Okay, right, we're getting distracted.
Alright,
Break time. Everyone get your water.
see you in 10 minutes.
See you in a sec.
Hello there.
Hello, everyone. I hope we had a good break. We've got ourselves a nice hot chocolate and some. What is this pudding, Charles?
It's a roulade.
Oh, roulade. Amazing. Feels very on theme. All I need now is like a warm ale. Perfect.
All right. In a second, we'll get back to it, but first, someone requested the imp pictures.
Yes, Beth wanted to see. I think Beth meant the one the imp sketch I drew of like all the imps so far that we had at that point. I'm gonna take it's that because then I can get it up.
Sure.
This is the sketch that we did on stream a couple of days ago of everyone's imp personas that we had so far. There have been new additions since then, which is very sweet. Yes. I love them all. Just imagining them appearing out in the evenings is a very, very sweet idea. Now, with that image in mind of these adorable imps watching over our little soot, I shall dive back into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so you have spent the night in the East Side Inn, and you've spent it with Danica Greysteel and your lovely hearth patron.
I love them both so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is relevant to everyone, but I imagine Soot as being bisexual polyamorous, so we can have all the fun we want in this campaign.
So you're going to be crushing on literally everyone I give you.
Why not? Why not? There is one NPC we haven't encountered yet, but I'm very looking forward to seeing. Anyway, I'll let you carry on. I don't want to meta too much, but I think I can meta about hot NPCs, right?
Sure. Meta is part of this game, so why not?
Yes.
Alright, so with that, let us continue. You wake up to see Danica Greysteel cross-legged on the floor next to you, staring at you. Oh, my apologies.
You were staring.
I was, yes. I do that a lot, my apologies.
Staring at people while they're sleeping?
Oh, well, staring at people as they reapparate from soot.
Sorry, what?
Well, that's how you appeared.
When I was sleeping,
Yes.
I was a pile of soot.
Well, you came out of the lamp.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then I slept. You've been watching me all that time.
Oh, yes, I only sleep for 4 hours.
Ah? Good for you. I can only be in the lamp 4 hours.
Ah, I see.
It's just inconvenient that I'm some sort of weird Harangon half-breed.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I'm a half-breed myself, more elf than I am human, but
Ah, that makes sense. You have the features.
yes, I'm the child of an elf and a half-elf, so kind of passing down the human so we slowly get rid of it.
Oh, I see. Well, did you do anything else? Well, you had those 4 hours, or?
I made a few notes, and I feel like I have a idea, or an idea rather. So I'm going to stay here for today. Is that okay?
Absolutely. You paid for the room.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I wish you the best of luck with your Tringa hunting, and I'll be here for well, at least a week.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm going up the mountain, so if I spot any Tringa, I'll let you know. I'm also. It's quite dangerous where I'm going, so if you don't hear from me in a week, maybe just ask around to check I'm okay.
Okay, sure. If I don't hear from you, I shall attempt to make my way to Caer Konig and ask for you there.
Yes, yes, please don't go up the mountain on your own.
Oh, I wouldn't dare.
Good, good. Yeah. Yes, please don't do that. Well, I should be getting my bag on. There we go. My scarf. Got my imp. Of course I do. Well, it's been lovely meeting you.
Oh, it's been lovely meeting you too. It's so nice to have a friend here out on the barren wastes.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know many people from this town, but they seem hospitable enough, so have fun.
I shall do, and you do too.
Right. Goodbye now.
She
Oh.
presents her hand to shake.
And I pull her into a hug.
Oh,
Because Soot is a hugger.
that's nice.
Yeah, she's cuddly, so of course she's going to be a hugger, you know?
Okay. So, with that, you Bloodfallen, behave yourself. With that, you begin to set off, putting all of your big clothes back on. Cole jumps up and into your scarf, and you could have sworn you felt another imp in there for a second.
Oh? I sort of feel around.
There's nothing there.
Cole, did you have a friend in there, or were you just moving around a lot?
No.
Lying, isn't he?
Yes.
I take the scarf off and sort of shake it out.
And with that, Cole kind of like hangs onto it. But there's no other imp in there.
Okay, I put it back on.
Tell me when you have friends, okay?
Okay. Maybe.
Fine. You don't get berries if you do that.
Just jaw wide open.
Yeah, I see. Knew you wouldn't like that.
Fine.
Right, come on. We've got a long trek ahead of us. This is the hard bit of the journey. And now we have to look for Tringa on the way.
Okay. So, to go over it, somewhere in the wastes is this dwarf Ubok, and you're also looking for Tringa.
And Garen. Gavin?
Garrett.
Garrett.
Close enough.
Excellent.
Okay. So, with that, you come out, and as you go, you see a caravan that seems to be taking the route back to Targos. And it has a big, like, crude sign written on the back saying Torgs.
Orcs.
Torgs.
Torcs?
It seems to be a travelling shop.
I like wave at it? Am I like actually passing it, or is it a bit of a way off?
No, it's behind you now, or rather, you're behind it.
Like it's going away from me?
Yeah, it's going away from you towards Targos.
Can I have the map up?
Yeah, of course you can.
Might be able to catch it at a later point. I don't really have
Yeah.
the money to buy a lot of things right now. Heading to Targos, did you say?
Yeah, it's heading to Targos.
Oh, that's perfect. I'll probably meet it down there when I come back.
It seems to be a travelling shop by the name of Torgs.
Yeah, I let it pass.
Okay, wonderful.
I'll make a note. Torgs, right?
Torgs, yes.
Like that.
Exactly.
Very strange name. Very, very strange. What is it pulled by?
Let's see. It's pulled by 2 horses.
A rare sight. Interesting. Okay.
Okay. So, with that, you begin to head out into the wastes, away from Terminate. And as you do, oh my god, so many NPC encounters. And as you do, you see a gentleman, and he's also got a large backpack on, and seems to be heading into the wastes also.
Same way I'm going.
Mhm.
Sir, where are you headed?
He turns around to you, and for a moment his eyes look a little like, oh, who's this? Before they soften. Ah, well, I'm just heading out into the waste to go to the Dwarven Valley. Are you heading that way too?
I am. I'm looking for a lost dwarf.
Well, that's wonderful. Okay.
Mind if I travel with you? I prefer the company of people than snow.
Many hands make lighter work. This gentleman has jet black hair pulled up into a widow's peak behind his head. He is not wearing winter clothing.
What? What?
Aren't you cold?
No, my dear. I'm a child of midsummer.
I'm sorry. What is that?
A horror movie? Or
Oh, you don't know?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know what midsummer is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have explained. A child of midsummer means that I do not feel the effects of the ice. They say it's a blessing from Auril herself.
Oh, that is a blessing. Although not one I think Auril would give.
No, a little strange, isn't it? But I make the best use of it.
Absolutely. My goodness, you must be a fast traveller.
I'm quite a fast traveler. Well, let's be off, shall we? It's wonderful to meet you. I'm Sefik.
Sefik, I'm Soot, Cinderfoot.
Cinderfoot. So, Sefik Caltro. Hey, Mr. Chappie. Okay. So, with that, you and Master Caltro begin to head into the wastes.
can I please have his name spelled Cal? Like,
I'll put it in Twitch chat for you.
please. I want to know all these info. So if I meet them again, don't treat them like a stranger, you know?
Sure. Suffolk Caltro seems like a good-natured person, and though he's wearing no winter clothes, he seems completely warm, and he has a warm smile upon his face.
What race is he?
He's human.
Human child of Midsummer. Interesting. Does he have any interesting stories to tell on the journey?
As you wander through, you and Sefek begin to talk. I've travelled all over the Tendons. I was born here, the same as most people, and I was never comfortable in one place. Bryn Shander is my favourite place. I love it.
Oh, I'm from Bryn Shander. Well,
You are?
yeah, it's where I moved to.
Oh, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It is a quaint little town.
What do you think about the yearly sacrifices?
Oh, that is a dire topic to get into.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I just wasn't expecting you to mention it. I think they're barbaric, and like strange witchcraft that no one has ever proven will work. But if it keeps people happy, then I would say let them do them, but I'm terrified my name will get pulled every year.
I know. I do feel you. And the system's just full of corruption as well. Because some people don't even get their names pulled.
What?
I know.
That's... I had no idea.
I know. It's horrid. Absolutely horrid.
So the chances are even more bad than we think of getting our names pulled.
Yes, you're entirely right.
How do you know this?
Well, I've been travelling for quite a while, and you tend to pick up these things. Small hints of corruption here and there. I aim to put a stop to that, or at least try. It should be fair for everyone.
You seem like quite an important person to be able to do that.
Important? No, not me. I'm just a man. Anyway, enough about me.
Uh,
Tell me about yourself.
well, I am a. I'm just a helper, really. Honestly, I wish I could give something more interesting as a job, but that's all I am. I travel around and I help people best I can. I mean, I have some interesting magic. I have an imp familiar, and well, I have some fire magic within me, which is very useful.
Fire magic, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I've always wondered about that.
You don't have any yourself?
Not fire magic. No.
Hmm. Well, it's quite useful, especially in Icewind Dale, but I suppose with you not feeling the cold, it doesn't matter too much to you.
Yes, exactly. I'm not much affected by it. Which is that's a good thing. I use it.
So, what do you do as a job? You just travel, like me?
I travel and do odd jobs.
Okay, so we're pretty similar then.
Yes. Well, that's nice, isn't it?
Are you off to do an odd job right now?
I am, yes.
What are you doing?
There's been a call to a certain lost dwarf.
Oh my goodness, they've double booked.
They what?
I'm doing that one. They offered me 4 bloodstones.
4 bloodstones.
Well, 6, but then they gave me 2 already.
I'm doing it out of the good of my own heart.
Well, I offered the good of my own heart, but then...
Oh, they're dwarves, aren't they? I mean, I didn't meet the dwarves in person, you see. I just saw it on a board, so I'm going there, and I'll collect the reward afterwards.
Oh, that's not how you do it. I waited for the dwarves to come and then I collected payment.
Oh, is it not?
No, you can't
Oh,
just...
good God.
You can't just take the job.
Right, okay.
So officially you're not on the job. I mean, you can come with me if you want.
Sure. I suppose it's too late to ask to share the reward.
If you're helpful, yes. Yes, okay.
You don't have to.
No, it's fine. I was just saving up for healing potions.
Saving up for healing potions.
Yeah, see, I travel on my own, and I don't have the benefits of you and your midsummer thing, so the possibility of freezing or dying or being hunted is quite large.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, I'm awfully sorry about that. Well, let's have a little look on my person. Oh, sorry, I don't have any. I wish I could give you some. I feel bad now.
Oh,
My apologies.
fine. I mean, your company's good enough. Well, at least we're heading the same way. I was just going to head around the Dwarven Valley because it seemed a little dangerous.
Yes, the dwarves tend to get a little possessive.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Absolutely. Well, good to have you helping, I suppose.
Yes, same for you. And so, you begin to head into the wastes with your new companion. So, your method of travel is on foot with snowshoes. So your distance that you can travel per hour is half a mile. And it's 8 miles to Calvin's Cairn, or Kelvin's Cairn. So, you're going to be out here for more than a day.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, true.
We'll just have to make a camp, and I'll grow my genie lamp for 4 hours.
Okay. Do you say that out loud?
I mean, yeah, I probably whisper it to Soot, right? Not Soot,
Yeah.
Cole, I am Soot. Ah!
Okay. So, with that, you continue on. Did you say a genie lamp? Or is it, did you say a lamp? Oh, some kind of magic lamp?
Yes, why?
Oh, I just wondered, that's all. And as you look on your person, you realise you only have one lamp.
I only have one?
You only have one.
Which one?
You look at it, and it looks like the Lantern of Tracking.
Okay, where's my other lamp?
Soot? No. Cole?
No, I haven't got it. I not seen it.
Where did you see who took it?
No.
Mister, did you see a lamp? It's really important.
I'm sorry.
I definitely didn't leave it at the inn.
You look closely at this lantern. It's almost as if the two lanterns have combined.
No. No. Okay, that's really fucking cool.
How did it do that? It must be...
Master.
He never phases to amaze me.
Definitely him.
Yeah, it looks like his magic.
Is there like soot on it?
Yeah, there's a little soot on it.
Okay, that's like his fairy dust, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just like turn to the guy and I'm like,
Sorry, I didn't mean to accuse you. Just weird magic stuff going on. That's per usual around me.
It's all fine. Okay. Well, shall we continue?
Yes, sorry for the interruption. Let's continue on.
Alright. And with that, you travel for 8 hours until it begins to get a little darker, a little colder. At the end of the 8 hours, do you rest?
Yeah, I get out my bedroll and my tent. And what is he sleeping in?
Nothing.
Is he just sleeping out in the open?
He lays down in the cold snow and makes a little impression.
You are not sleeping like that.
Oh, yes. It's quite nice.
There is no way.
I'd say try it, but, well,
Okay, well, good night. Very strange.
surprisingly enough, Sid Cinderfoot is not feeling as cold as she normally would
Because of the ring of warmth, right?
because of the ring of warmth.
This is so cool. I love getting all the magic items in a party.
Okay. So, with that, you rest. You go into your little lamp, and your friend is waiting for you. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm having a strange journey.
I see. Well, as far as I can hear, you're doing well.
Are you hearing this guy talking about his midsummer child thing?
Yes, I am.
Have you heard of that before?
Yes, I have.
So it's a real thing?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. And he's nothing to worry about?
That is for you to decide. I cannot influence your thoughts.
I know, true. He just seems a little unprepared, and that always puts me on edge.
Part of our agreement is that I give you a shred of my power. I do not have that power. You must use it. I can't give you any more help.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I just value your opinion.
I'm pushing and making potions for you.
Ooh, yes. We can probably get the done by now, right?
Oh, can we?
I'll work on them for 4 hours unless you want to.
It's fine. I'll do it.
Thank you.
Go sleep.
Thank you.
She curls up by the fire.
Okay. And with that, you sleep. And in the morning, you wake up, and there is a potion of healing next to you.
Amazing. That's just a normal one, right?
It is, yeah. If you press the information there, you can pull it in. You don't need to write it.
I don't?
No, we've got it.
Well, it's there now. And I get rid of the herbal pouches, right?
No, just one.
That's good. Is the guy awake in the morning?
He is,
Did I ask
yes.
his name? Sethic Caltro.
Yes.
You're an early riser.
Oh, just a little bit. Right, you want to come along now?
Yes, that sounds good.
Wonderful. And with that, you begin to go.
Check my belongings, obviously, in the morning.
Sure. Everything seems to be accounted for.
Okay, good.
Make me a perception check.
Get some more rolling in. 21.
21.
21.
Okay. With a 21, you look into the distance and you see a huge ice storm coming towards you. In about an hour, you're going to be caught in a blizzard.
Oh no. Okay, where are we on the map?
You are. Let me
Like
give you a
here?
little ping. Give you a little ping. So you're halfway in, so you are there.
Yes, yeah. Is there... Can we see any rocks or like caves or something? Probably go towards to get some shelter?
Make me a survival check.
20.
20. Okay. So, with a 20, you look around and you think you might be able to see a little ice cave.
Oh, mister, we should head there. There's a blizzard coming.
Oh, blizzard.
Yes.
Oh, blizzard's fine. Oh no, of course. You.
A blizzard is not fine. I will freeze or be knocked over, and you can't see anything in a blizzard.
No, I suppose you can't. All right, let's rest then. I just usually trek on through them. My apologies.
You are strange.
So, with that, you dig into this tiny little ice cave. So, with that, you're going to rest here, yeah?
Yes, I would like to tuck in away from the blizzard.
Okay. So, the blizzard begins to hit. Second.
If you're gonna put on the blizzard ambience, it just sounds like static, in all honesty. You're putting it on again.
You can't stop me.
Do you have the power to turn it down?
Alright. So, with that, you lay low in this cave. It's got a slight bend and then it ends. It's nothing more than a little concave rock. And you can hear the blizzard blowing above you. You can barely see anything. And you hear roar in the distance. This big, primal scream of rage. And make me a perception check. With disadvantage. No, with normal, because Suffolk's with you.
21. Perception is clearly my good skill.
Yeah, it seems so. You also hear a very humanoid scream.
It sounds like someone's out there with some sort of creature.
I see. Do we want to go through this?
I am not confident in a blizzard, but if you could lead me, I could go. I'm a good fighter.
Your lamp never goes out, right?
Never.
Okay. Let's do it.
I'm trusting you.
I'm trusting you.
Well, that makes for a good pair. Okay, let's go.
Alright.
Try and keep moving straight, okay? It's the only way we won't get lost.
Okay. So, with that, you begin to trek forward, slowly going through this lightless place. You push forward, and the ring of warmth is protecting you from the effects of the blizzard.
No way. No
Yeah.
way. I'm fine?
You're almost fine. You still have to cover up, but you're almost fine. So, from what you know of blizzards, they limit hearing to a range of 100 feet, which means whatever is happening must be within 100 feet of you.
Okay. I think we're close.
Alright? I'll push ahead.
Mm.
And he begins to push through, holding your hand, as you walk through this place. Okay. And you come upon a sled.
No.
It's a dwarven's sled.
Is there any dwarf?
There is. He's face down in the sled.
I immediately rush to him and turn him over.
You look down at it, and he doesn't have a right arm
Oh,
or a right leg, and he is dead.
she recoils and takes a step back.
I didn't think he was... I thought he was just...
It's okay. It's okay. Sefek kneels down, looks at the tracks, and says, "It'll be impossible to follow the Yeti. The tracks are just disappearing in front of us. Wait, look." And you see two big furrows in the snow. They look like long furrows, like two lines, perfectly distant from each other, never moving away from this parallel position.
Like something being dragged?
Perhaps. Do you want to make me a survival?
Yes,
Check.
please.
You can have advantage.
23 and 7. I'll take the 23, thanks.
I think you should. So, with that, you realise these are wheels. Some kind of cart.
Not the sled.
Not the sled. And looking at the sled, the iron ingots that should be piled up here are gone.
Someone robbed him.
Yes, someone did.
How brave are you feeling? Do you want to track this down?
Let's do it.
We should take something from the body so they know he's gone. So they
Say
believe.
that again.
Pardon?
Say that again.
We should take something from on his body so they know he's actually gone. A memento for them, you know?
Okay.
I searched the corpse, like very respectfully.
You find a rusty iron lock that seems to be kept as some sort of lucky charm, perhaps. It's on a necklace.
Okay.
And as you touch this, you see a memory.
Oh.
This is a carriage. It's going through the blizzard, and it happens upon this dwarf. The dwarf is half frozen, almost completely dead. But it's not really the goblins that find it first. It's the two polar bears that are pulling this carriage, and the carriage is full of goblins.
What?
So the goblins are, there are 7 goblins, and they are inside of a carriage, laughing and giggling as 2 polar bears pull them along. The polar bears are like leashed up and reined to the front of the carriage.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. Okay. Did they do this to the... So the book was already like this when they found him?
Yeah, Obuk was already torn up, but he was still alive.
But they left him for dead?
No, polar bears finished him off.
Oh, alright, okay. I got you. I don't know if I want to go searching for that anymore. I like come out of this memory and like sort of unclench my hand from the lock and look to the man.
I know what we're searching for, and it's quite scary.
Right? What is it?
A carriage being pulled by polar bears full of goblins.
Right. Okay.
Please don't ask how I know this. It's just a thing, okay?
Okay. So you just know this?
I can divine slightly.
Right. That is something I would want to ask about. See? You can just divine things.
I don't know, sometimes when I pick up objects, I see tragic things. And then I want to go out and help whatever situation I just saw. This one seems scary. Their polar bears finished him off. Still alive.
That's not good.
They must be close if we had the roar, but they're faster than them. So, do we still continue on? We could try and steal from the carriage, potentially.
Might be an idea. So we either fight them or try and steal from them.
I don't consider myself a thief.
Or we could try and bargain with them.
What would we offer them? Nothing worth iron bars to bring back.
What do goblins like?
Gold, probably?
They're probably quite hungry out there. I mean, how many of them are there?
I don't know exactly. It seemed like quite a few.
Okay. Maybe we could give them some food?
I have rations.
I mean, I have rations too. We could give them 5 each, maybe?
5?
I don't know.
It depends how many goblins there are.
Yeah. You know there are 7 goblins.
I can't do 5 each then. I have 9.
Yeah, 5 each is way too generous. I have 9 rations to last me, and I need at least 3 of them.
Right. Okay. Or we could creep up on them, try and surprise them.
I would like to creep up and just scout it out. I want answers at least.
That sounds good. We'll get answers. Alright. So, with that, do you follow these tracks?
I do.
They're fast disappearing. And you move forward, and you begin to hear like doo-ding, 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 of like metal kind of hitting against itself as, for example, a carriage rocks. So, you okay. Let me just move you onto the map.
No, there's a map.
Yeah. You find yourself in the tundra. This is the amount of vision you have in the blizzard. And Sefek is next to you.
Not have a token.
You can have a token if you like.
You don't have to give it. Yeah.
Okay. So, feel free to move forward slowly.
Movement speed is 30, isn't it?
It is, yes.
My thing's doing that thing again. So you know.
Oh, just restart.
There you go.
Perfect.
I just like keep moving until I see something.
Sure.
I mean, 10 order is like, it's just me.
Yep.
This feels... Oh no. No, what is that?
Make me a stealth roll, please.
Okay, I'll do that. I don't know how good I am at stealth.
Guess we'll see.
5. I don't know how good I am.
Okay. You can have advantage because of the blizzard.
Oh gosh, yeah, thank you. What is the
And this is Sefek's token.
Got a 6.
Got a 6. Okay. So, with that, you move slowly closer, and you kind of like you're pulling through the snow. The carriage stops, and you hear this. And it sounds like they're arguing inside.
Goblins.
They haven't spotted you yet, but they will do if you don't either hide or like go away.
Can I sort of like get down in the snow?
Sure. Make me a stealth roll with advantage to like hide in place as you dig yourself into the snow.
8. It's improving, but not
With
much.
advantage.
Sorry.
You shouldn't forget that.
The advantage.
Or you could just click the advantage toggle. There we go.
I forgot it was the thing, okay.
It's okay. Okay, 14. So, with that, you dig yourself in, and you might be hidden, you might not, who knows. So, Sefek does the same, just like laying down in the snow, basically. And you see as a little goblin, like, comes out the back of the cart, walks around, looks out, and then goes back in.
Taking a better look at the caravan, do I see any trinkets of the iron bars, anything of interest, or can I only see like the exterior of the carriage? You know, is there any windows?
Make me a perception check. You're going to have disadvantage on this.
Yeah, that's me. 5.
5. You see nothing but the outside of the carriage. You can hear goblins giggling and laughing.
Do I hear the polar bears?
No.
That's worrying. We see. I'm gonna.
If you move, you compromise your 14 stealth and go back to the 5.
I know.
Well, technically a 6.
I'm not sure what to do. Because I don't want to randomly kill goblins. You know what I mean? Like, even if they did kill the poor dwarf. Like, did they might have even done that as a mercy. You know, I don't know. I don't speak goblin. Actually, I turn to Sefik. Sefik? Yeah. And say like,
You don't happen to know what they're saying, do you?
I'm afraid not. If you want to try and negotiate with them, we could do that. I'd prefer to cut them down.
Goblins are bad, right?
Soot Cinderfoot knows inside of herself that goblins are not necessarily bad.
this doesn't sit right with me. Like,
They may not have even seen the dwarf as they pushed forward, and the polar bears have just drawn them in that way. Who knows?
Look, I don't like this. I think we either talk to them or see if they attack us. And I would attack in self-defense, but I'm not gonna start a fight.
Alright.
I have something I could do. I have a spell that can make familiars. I could make a load of them to go in and try and get the iron bars and bring them out.
Maybe.
They can go invisible.
They can go invisible.
Yeah, they're imps.
Okay.
I think I might get Cole to scout it out and then cast it if need.
my imp and I, because of my eldritch invocation, pact the Chainmaster. Can I?
Are you going to finish your sentence?
Yeah, I'm reading. Can I see
Okay.
for its eyes?
Yes, you can. Yeah, that's the thing you can do with familiar.
Okay. Yeah, I wanna like hold the hand of Sefik and see through Cole's eyes and head through.
Okay. Time to improvise.
Hey.
Kevin Porro. There we go. Tell you what, fuck it. Whenever someone does an imp pun, I'll give you inspiration.
Give me inspiration for that. Keep
Yeah,
them
go
coming,
ahead.
Keep them coming.
Kevin Porro, you've earned Soot's inspiration.
Do you mean imp? Oh wait, you're already making a joke.
No, I am not doing that.
Inspiration.
Oh no. Okay. If you overuse them, I'll take this rune away.
Oh no. We've got to find a fine line.
Okay. It has to be a good one as well. It has to be like actually good, you know?
They were good.
Yeah. Like Kevin Porras was good.
No, they were both good. Impossible.
Okay. I forgot. Oh yeah. So, do you like talk to Cole?
Yeah. I say like,
Hey, Cole, I'm gonna see through your eyes. Can you have a look inside and just see if they have any of the iron bars, if they stole them?
Yeah. So, do you want to summon your boy?
yeah, let me put him on the field. Imp time. He's so
Okay.
tiny.
And he also has a massive vision range.
Oh, because he has double sight.
Mhm.
Okay, can I move him?
Yes, you can.
He's gonna go in through our window.
And yes, there is a window. So make me a stealth check with advantage first of all. And you can have advantage and a +5 because it's Blizzard and he's tiny and he's invis.
25.
25. He is unseen completely.
Yes.
So you look through this this place, and you see. Give me a sec. You see this. You see this many goblins inside.
And these are the polar bears.
Those are the polar bears, yes.
Do I see any of the ingots?
You do. They're piled up at the back.
Are they heavy? Like, obviously they're heavy. How much can an imp carry?
One imp could lift one.
How many ingots are there?
There are 6 ingots.
Oh my
An
gosh.
imp has a strength of 6.
How many flock of familiars do you get with the flock of familiars as well?
You get. Do you want to put it in the chat? Oh, you didn't write it. Okay, let me get it
I
out.
dragged it in, but
Yeah.
actually no, I didn't. It says flock of fams. I definitely didn't drag that in. I definitely just wrote that one.
You temporarily summon 3 familiars. At higher levels, whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you conjure an additional familiar for each slot level above 2nd.
In me terms?
So you have 2nd level slots, yeah?
Yes.
So that means you can summon 3 familiars. If you do this, coal is included in that 3 bracket, so you'd get 2 additional familiars.
Oh, that's not good.
With a strength check, I'll say that they can probably carry 2. Because they technically have a carrying capacity of 120 pounds.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cast Flock of Familiars, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast 120 feet away in, like, this direction.
Okay, I like that.
Like, get them all lined up outside, you know?
Sure.
I fire this thing, the imps go in, grab the things, drag them back.
Alright, that sounds great. So, you don't have to aim your Eldritch Blast, so how about we do... Do you want to make a deception check, or do you want to make an arcana check?
I have a look.
Yeah, of course you can.
Deception, please.
Okay, perfect. Then roll me deception. An 8.
Right,
Okay.
what is going on?
And then you summon your familiars, yeah?
Mm-hmm. We need to just drag, like, 2 extra on.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
So many imps.
Alright. We're
Wait,
finally
wait.
doing it.
I had, what do you call it? From Inspiration. I have Inspiration.
You do have inspiration.
Wait, can
yes.
Inspiration only be used on imps?
No. I'll say it can be used for anything.
Can I roll again?
Yes, you can. Take off the advantage thing. Okay.
I'll just take the lower if you want.
No, it's fine. Take the 18. Okay. So, with that, you roll an 18 instead. That's quite nice. Say thank you to Kevin Borrow. I think he deserves it. They deserve it. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so got my imps, and they go in.
Okay. And click on your imp sheet, which is if you click on the imp thing.
You made me an imp character sheet. Oh,
Yeah, go
even
down to character sheet.
moves.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And then scroll down. Oh yeah, sorry. Scroll up, and then you'll find the strength score.
6.
Yeah. So, make me a strength check for each imp.
Oh gosh, can they have advantage because I'm aiding them with the distraction?
No, because you failed. Oh
No,
no,
I didn't
with the
fail.
18. Okay. So, what does your Eldritch Blast look like?
Eldritch Blast. It's almost a classic. It looks like soot firing into the snow with a kaboom of like fire and cinder as it hits.
Okay. And that goes whizzing off into the distance. And you see or rather hear as the goblins like, eh? And they all kind of like get up and look, and one of the imps has arranged the ingots like a throne, and it's kind of sitting on them. And this imp scrambles up. It's the fattest of the this goblin. This is the fattest of the goblins, and it jumps off of its iron throne and climbs up onto the windows, like having a look out at this kind of like comet that's going overhead. And with that, make me 3 strength checks.
With advantage. Right?
Yeah.
So these all have a -2 on them, so I'll just roll d20s.
Sure.
An 18 -2. Yeah, because it's advantage.
Okay.
It's a weird way, because I can't use my stats. An 11 -2, so a 16, a 9.
Just click on the strength there.
Oh, well, I have to do it this way now. I got confused, I didn't know this worked. And a 9. Oh, no, advantage, a 17.
Okay. So, say that again. A 17,
A 9.
a 9, and a
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything except for the 9 succeeds. So, the 2 imps that have appeared are...
Oh,
Let's
they've got to
go to our
be
little-
Kevin Porro's and Beth's, because they're in chat right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, they were
So-
the first imps.
A beautiful white imp, looks kind of like a humanoid deer, appears, and a angsty red imp with plant features up on its tail appears, and of course they disappear, going invisible, and you both grab 2 kind of iron ingots each and just heave with all your might, trying to get these out. They're super unwieldy, but with like a devilish effort, you are able to get them up, and they like thunk, thunk, deep into the snow. However, Cole is sitting there, trying to pick up his, and unfortunately he can't.
I see that Cole's struggling, and I just call him back, because I don't want him to get hurt.
Okay, got it. So, you call him back. Do you want to move him on the...
Yeah, they move as a unit. Actually, Charles, I can't. It's doing the thing. Woo!
Woo, going for a ride.
Can you... Oh no.
Hey,
That's
watch her go.
That's just as I go.
Wow,
No,
look at that.
I went backwards.
Wow.
Please help. Please just move them for me.
Nah, I think I'm fine. Okay, so...
No.
With that, you see as the goblins, like, they don't notice anything's missing, because they're goblins, you know? And they sit back down and kind of like look around. Chatting amongst each other, they begin to drive off again. Are you doing anything else?
No, that's fine. Those 2 ingots are fine.
Yeah? Are you happy with the amount of
we
ingots
got
you
4
got?
because you said they could lift 2 each.
Yes, that's correct.
Does that mean Cole only gets 1, or he gets none?
Cole gets nothing.
Okay.
So there are 2 remaining inside the goblin cart.
I mean, their friend died. I think 2 ingots is fine.
So 4 ingots total.
4 ingots. You know what I meant. You knew.
Yes. Okay. So with that, we'll allow the goblin cart to rush away. You collect your 4 ingots. Sefek has disappeared.
Is he under the snow?
You kind of dig around and you can't see him under the snow.
Zefek?
He's gone.
What? But I was right next to him.
Whilst you were looking through your imp's eyes, he seems to have disappeared.
Do I have all my equipment on me?
You do?
I like stand up and shout like through the blizzard.
Civic! Civic!
You see a form trudging through the blizzard. My apologies. So sorry.
Where did you go? You scared me.
Oh, but I just got the two that you didn't get. That's... And he pops two iron ingots into the snow.
Oh my gosh, he did not.
There we go.
What did you do?
I just got them
How?
by stealing.
But the cart had already gone.
Yeah, it's moving exceptionally slow. Yeah, slow. Plus, this is my habitat. This is where I thrive.
You kind of scare me. We're on good terms, right?
Of course we are.
Good. Right. Well, I actually have another task I'm in the process of doing if you wanted to be a good Samaritan and come with me further. This one I'm actually doing as a favor.
You know what? I'd love to.
Fancy, saving someone's partner named Garrett from, the mountain?
Sounds amazing.
Wonderful. Well, on to the next, I guess.
Alright. And with that, you begin to trudge away into the snow, leaving this goblin cart, having successfully obtained the iron ingots,
Yes.
at the unfortunate expense of a poor dwarf. Alright. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh. Oh, what a good first session. Oh, I loved that.
I hope everyone enjoyed themselves, and I thoroughly enjoyed DMing for it.
Yeah, it's been lovely doing a solo thing. Like, especially like a D&D thing, and then like streaming it, so being able to share it. Oh. I particularly like all the NPC interactions we're getting.
It's fun.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was interesting streaming Icewind Dale for the first time.
Yeah.
It's honestly my favourite setting, so it's really great to share it.
Yeah, this was super fun. Well, we'll definitely do this again, that's for sure.
Yes.
We're thinking next Friday?
Yes, next Friday, same time, unless anything drastic comes up or the time changes slightly, but I'm definitely thinking half free UK time again on Friday. I think Friday seems like a very good day for most people.
Certainly.
Absolutely. In the meantime, if anyone wants to work on their imp personas ready for next session, Charles will pop a Discord link in our Twitch. Feel free to join and pop your imps in artwork or the Icewind Dale channel, and they may be featured in an episode, just like with Bess and Kevin Poros. Yes, he's very good at that. In the meantime, during the week, we're going to be doing other streams. Not the campaign itself, but maybe some more imp doodles, talking about D&D or art stuff, or maybe some gaming, that kind of thing. So there'll be plenty of chances to hang out in between. But other than that, thank you so much for hanging out. It has been an absolute joy and really nostalgic to relive this campaign again in a new way with you all.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I can't wait to continue the story.
Absolutely. Right, everyone, have a lovely rest of your night, and thank you for joining.
Goodbye!
Bye!